get the intro.
Mr. Creative Jams. You ready for me yet?
Why they so worried about where I'm at? I be where I be.
So, where was I? I had an ADHD moment. Where was I? Where was I, family? Where was I?
There's one group I don't apologize, and that's you trifling, filthy, drama-addicted, hate-filled, sensationalized content looking, trouble-making, rumor-spreading, gossip exploding Negroes.
This is not a government-funded activity. I have the right to discriminate.
Shut your ass up. You coon ass niggas, I'm not being Mr. Nice Guy with you no more. Fuck you. Shut up or I'm gonna kick you off my page.
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the cool chip.
What you wanna do? You wanna box, nigga? You wanna street rumble or you wanna get into the intellectual boxing ring?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. That was the dumbest shit I heard all day.
I almost puked, but let me stay focused. I got a gut. That's all right. I can handle mine though, homie. You can believe that. That's right. Your ass lifting weights because it makes you feel equal. Cause you insecure, so you got to be all big and muscle bound. So you feel equal. Well, guess what? You can lift all the weights in the world and you'll never be 6'3", nigga. You can talk about my gut all day, but I'm sexy with mine. I'm fine. I'm cool in my skin. I can get rid of the gut, but you'll never be 6'3". I can get rid of the gut. Big Papa, nigga. That's why I'm Big Papa. I can get rid of the gut, but you'll never be 6'3".
And we're ready to go.
How dare you?
And they'll never be critically drinking. So what's good, y'all? Welcome on in. Welcome on in.
How dare you?
I'm offending everybody. So what's good, y'all? Welcome on in. Welcome on in to Critically Drinking. The bar is open. There's a 2-drink minimum. And make sure you try to bill and tip your waitress. So we are in here for a quick afternoon chat. Got the other 2 heads of the 3-headed monster in here with me. Bree, Rashawn, what's good with y'all?
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, everybody. Hey, Kenzan. Hey, Dury.
What's not? Hey, everybody.
She said, what's not going on? I'll tell you what is happening, though. Tell you what is going on. Day 1 in the gym is down, y'all. All right, we getting sexy.
Day 1, let's
go. How did you feel being in the gym?
I felt stupid.
Good. That's perfect. That's how it always feels. Day 1.
Yep. Yeah, it felt great.
I think you feel like everybody's looking at you. Like, who told this guy to come?
And I purposely worked out. Yep, and I purposely worked out facing towards the mirror so I can see everybody looking at me. But they weren't.
Okay.
But there were some influencers in there, though, or influencers in there. A couple of tripods with some cameras.
Okay. So you're going to be in the back of somebody's room.
Oh, they don't allow. I thought most are you at Planet Fish? Usually don't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
No, mine don't play that. They say you better hide it. We see it. We shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah, he definitely had his tripod. You know what I'm saying? But it was slow traffic, so you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so it wasn't that many people in. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that many people, so which is cool. Place just open. So, but I'm telling y'all right now, the hydro massage, holy shit.
Ooh, okay.
Holy shit.
They got the little massagers in there. Did you go on the little light thing? The little red light?
No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I ain't even see that up in there. But yeah, we going, man. We going. So one step at a time. One day at a time.
Let's go. You guys one down.
I just know Candid Ann is happy to hear that you're working out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a
Yep.
shout out to Candid Ann because she be on her ass about being in shape and being responsible spenders.
Yep.
Well, I can only do one at a time now.
One at a time. Listen, I agree.
I can only do one
It's-
back.
But one step in the right direction for all the wrong directional steps we like to take.
Mhm.
One step in the right direction is great.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
Yep, yep.
GG,
So
buddy. GG.
yeah, let's get on into the topic, man. Y'all see the name of the stream, and we kind of been going over this, but there's a certain conversation that I want to go over, and of course, man, the title is just man, there is no question. Selfish women ruin relationships. Very simple.
Let me.
Very
Change my
simple,
name.
straight to the point. Very simple, straight to the point. We've seen a bunch of different outcomes from this and selfishness in many different ways, but I have one that this was just outrageous to even hear. But when y'all hear that title, when y'all hear that statement, that very passionate statement, what y'all think?
Ladies first.
I'm the language police. And so what I will say is selfish people ruin relationships.
Mm. Mm.
My name is Officer, but what about?
But
what about?
Right. So I can agree because women do fall under people.
Yeah.
So I can agree with the statement.
Okay. Totally.
Brother Rashad? Huh?
I think the relationship to this stream has been ruined by the selfish woman who decided to police the language and become an officer. That's what I think. I think that's the exact niggerishness that we were talking about. Selfishly, based on your own personal feelings, deciding to take a thing that wasn't a thing and make it a new thing against our will. Like that's exactly what I think is representative of what's going on in the broader society. Yep.
Okay.
Happily sitting back and watching the world burn.
I can be whatever I want to be. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, it's soaking Dawn Richardson or Robin or whatever.
And I mean, from them glasses, boys, that fire is raging.
That's the world.
It's here. I'm actually probably in the fire.
Yes.
From this vantage point, I'm definitely
you looking out. Yeah, you looking outward.
Yeah, but she's still an inspiration and should be proud of herself for standing in the fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it gives a good example because a lot of the people that we have been talking about don't realize they're standing in the fire. Just because they see fire, they think they're on the outside of it. But no, you're in the ring of fire. You about to get burned.
But if I'm in a ring of fire, I'm not in a fire.
Technically, you are.
See, language police.
Technically, you are.
I'm just giving
You're
y'all
in
insight into
the fire.
how
You're
people be
in-
thinking. I believe
You're
that.
not on fire.
Most people would say I'm not on fire, so I am not
No, I didn't
in
say you
danger.
was.
I'm not in danger because
I
I'm
didn't
not
say
fire.
you was. Oh, you're in danger. You might not be on fire,
Yeah,
but you're in the fire.
right. And you can't get out.
You can't get out. Yeah, that's the part.
Not
That's
really
the
where you
that's the
wanna
tricky
be.
part.
Not really what you want.
And that's probably why the assumption of safety and thriving or whatever appears
Safety.
because they feel like because the fire is on the perimeter.
Yep.
Oh, okay, I'm fine. I should be
Bree said it
good.
in text. Like, don't let safety make you be stupid. Or something to that effect.
Yeah, Bree dropped that one real good. Don't let safety let you be stupid.
Yeah, you're never safe enough to be stupid.
Shot cutie.
She said, I don't
Yeah,
feel
don't-
like I'm on fire though.
Yeah.
Exactly. And how you feel is
Mhm.
reality. So
Right.
you are not on fire,
Right.
and I would cheer you on.
Exactly, and that's the problem.
Yep.
Cheer you on.
Because then they're gonna be doing the fire dance in a minute and be smoldering.
Girl,
But
you are the fire.
that's right. Show that fire. Who run shit?
Girl, you cooking.
Nah, girl, you cooking for real.
Don't let that firefighter dim your light.
Fire can't outshine.
Tell them you don't need to be saved. You want to be saved. Okay. Like, first of all, we don't need no nigga to do nothing. All right. So fireman. When's the last time you put out a fire?
Somebody always trying to put out
But-
your flame.
I do got an example though that leads into what I was talking about.
Oh boy.
Shout out to
Oh boy.
shout out
No.
to Eight at the Table.
Dear.
I saw.
Yeah, I know.
For some reason.
I know. Breathe.
Now, for some reason lately, these stories are recycling
Breathe.
because all the stories I've been seeing lately were from like last year or sometime. Like, this is interesting to see this come up again.
My dad's place. Some trying infections. He was going to Madison's loss.
But it was an interesting thing.
You say you've been
though.
seeing this one?
I saw this story before, but a lot of the stories I've been seeing come up in headlines, like in my little recommended stuff. Almost all of the stories, like if I pulled a video, it's
Mhm.
from last year or something like that. Like even the stuff I put in Discord, like there was that lady that was
Yeah.
that it just like, everything was like from last year, the year before that, like everything was years. Nope. Wrong.
Yeah.
Curry. That's that Illinois Wi-Fi.
That's what I was. That's a.
I think he was a little drunk.
If you want me to play it, just send me the link in the chat.
That's what I'm probably gonna do.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
got
not
mine
even. I'm not
this way.
even playing it.
But Breeze internet computer's better.
So there's a woman. She writes into the. She wrote.
Yeah, I wasn't even playing. It was just giving the world. Just giving the
Oh,
world.
okay, it was just sitting there,
But
sitting
That's-
spinning.
yeah, it's just giving it. Yeah, it's just. Remember, I used to control Mario head on Mario 64. Intrusive thought. Okay. Let's get into it, man.
Doria hated.
So there's a woman. She wrote into our show rather, and she said that she and her husband, they're approaching their 5th wedding anniversary, or I guess marriage anniversary. Sorry. And she said life together is good, not perfect, but they make ends meet. They work hard. They have a modest lifestyle. They have 2 young children, ages 1 and 4. Recently, she discovered something that she describes as shocking. Her husband's card and comic book collection, something he's guarded since they met, is worth
Just take it down.
$2.5 million. He's been collecting for over 25 years, a passion he
Let's go.
inherited from his late father, and he still holds on to some of his dad's collection. When she brought up selling it, thinking of all the ways they could improve their family's life, he refused, saying the collection isn't about money, but more so about emotional value. To him, it's a legacy he plans to pass down to their children. Now she's struggling with reality that they're sitting on a fortune, yet still living paycheck to paycheck. Should she accept his emotional attachment, or does he owe it to their family to cash in? What would you?
All right.
Ooh.
So, what y'all think? I'm gonna go with.
That's
I'm gonna go
tough.
with Bree first.
I mean, just because it's worth it don't necessarily mean he will find a buyer or whatever. I mean, maybe he would, but I mean, it's not like she said they all right. So I mean, if they all right,
Mhm.
I don't see why it should be forced. But it seemed like maybe they're not all right. She said we make ends meet. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, I was gonna say I think I would sell a portion if it could be useful. Or like if it was time for the kids to go to college and we needed the money or something, I definitely would be willing to sell it to come up with a substantial lump sum.
Right. They never said they was in debt. She never said debt. She never said they was struggling. She just said they live modestly. They live paycheck to paycheck.
Make
Like
ends meet.
everybody
Yeah,
else.
she said
Right.
make ends meet. Right. That's what I'm saying. She didn't say
Mhm.
they struggling.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So this one,
I mean, how are
But
they
make
living?
ends meet is also particular language. So
Which means they get the
Right.
bills paid. But they
right,
ain't a lot
but
of
they could use more.
yeah, and a lot of extra.
Yeah, but you know, that's most people's situation.
But here's the
Yeah,
thing.
but I mean, if you would want more, if you could have more, most people would take more if they're making ends meet.
Right.
Here's the thing though. Here's where I would say her perspective is off. If you have $2 million in assets, you're not paycheck to paycheck.
Right. Well, not anymore.
It's not as
But I was like,
it's
if an
not
emergency
assets, though,
came up
because
where
they
they
not
needed-
living up. Yeah,
No,
they're
it's
not
not
living
liquid.
off that.
No, that's an
Right,
asset.
right.
It's
But
an
not
asset.
liquid.
Right.
It's,
Right, I
It's
get you.
worth
I get
still
what you're
$2
saying.
million.
yeah.
Right, right.
All right. Well, in that case,
Right.
Like so they wouldn't have to be on the street if they just lost, but if they both lost their jobs right now today, they would not have to be on the street. Like that's not mandatory. The assets could be sold or
Right.
leverage. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
And-
Like, so like the perspective would need to change. Like, because this is the Gabby Union problem. You're not in the situation you think you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
no,
You're not. I gotta feed my kids. You're married to Dwayne Wade, and you're an actress. You're not in the situation you think you are. So yes, you are
Right.
living modestly.
extra pictures or something.
You're living frugally, austere, whatever you want to say, but you're not on the verge of bankruptcy. Like, so let's first calm that down. That's the irrational fear talking.
Secondary payment.
And then could he sell some? Yes, absolutely. He could improve quality of life. Is important. Don't know what 50 year, 5th, 9th year. I couldn't remember because she corrected herself. I didn't hear what she corrected herself to. She said like 50th wedding anniversary, and then she's like, okay, no, so they corrected it in some kind of fashion.
Yeah, they've been married 5 years.
Okay,
That's
so
all.
if it was just 5 years, I mean,
yeah, they're coming up on the
I don't-
anniversary.
I get it though. It's sentimental. It's something about the father, this dead father. I get it, but I would like to think that there's some part of it that he got after the father bought stuff for him. He got some as later on in his life. So I just don't see. It would be hard for me to think that the entire collection, unless it was something that had to be maintained together to maintain its value, where some part of it could not be liquidized for quality of life improvement, especially after 5 years. And if you got kids, I would want some wiggle room in my liquidity to, move off of. But I feel like this. We watched the John Deloney a while back, and the wife was talking about, man, he won't let me quit my job or something like that. And he immediately, as soon as she broached the subject, he was like, nope, don't quit, before she even said anything, because he knows his wife. I have a feeling this guy probably knows his wife too, and that she wants to spend, which is why they're already living frugally. He probably already has savings too, not just these comic assets. He probably has something else too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put money on that.
Right. And let's let's put it in perspective. This collection has been going on for 25 years.
Yep.
Started with his father. It got passed down to him. He's been building on it.
Yep.
And now she's been married to her for 5 years. Also, it's a question that has going to come up, but I'm going to address it now. Just because his collection is worth $2 million doesn't mean he spent $2 million on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, the
I don't
whole
think
idea
anybody
that-
assuming that.
Right.
No. That's
Right,
like the
but see,
Pokemon
right.
cards. They be cheap.
Right. We're gonna get into this though. They gonna get into that. Like, how much money is he spending on the collection?
Yeah.
Right. Like, some pieces you might go by because you be like, oh shit, that's nice. Let me get that so I can have that in my collection. You might pay a little more for it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? When you're hitting $2 million, you got a lot of originals, probably.
Yeah.
You got a lot of number ones.
Uh-huh.
You got a lot of shit like that, right? Exclusive shit.
Yeah.
So it's not this ain't really, and it is weird to kind of hear it being spoke of as if it's $2 million that we talking about. I think for him it's more than that.
Yeah.
Because he wants to, right? That's the question. Should he put should he put his sentimental value to the side and his idea of what legacy looks like to the side for her? Because this is only a her problem. This is specifically a her wanting to cash in this money problem. You know what I'm saying? And I personally think that shit's super damn selfish. Because y'all ain't on the verge of getting kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody living paycheck to paycheck. So if you live in modest, that's on you. Make more money if you don't want to live modestly.
Ooh. Okay. I hear you. And I would say it is selfish, but it's also, I would also say what he's doing is selfish too. This is just for him. Like, so it's, yeah, because his dad's dead. It was him and his dad's collection.
But his goal is to pass it down to the kids.
Yeah, but that's his goal.
It for himself.
No, it's
right.
his goal.
Right. That's his
selfish.
right.
That's selfish.
Right. That's
yeah, because it's just gonna, like, once again, depending on the situation, because once again, if y'all got a mortgage that y'all ain't paid, you could pay that off. If your kids want to go to college, you could, you know, when it's time for them to go to school, you could use that to pay it. I mean, if you live in check to check, you're not gonna have savings for none of this stuff. You ain't gonna have no college savings. You know, pay off the mortgage. Like, you could leave a house to your kids. Like, you know, there's a lot of way you're supposed to leverage assets. So it's like, yeah, I know you got a sentimental goal for it, but that goal is completely his.
Yeah.
The sentimental value.
But see, this is all,
because you might turn it over to them kids and they just patch to sell that shit.
Right.
Tomorrow.
But this is all under, and this is why I say it's interesting. That's why I want to stop immediately after the question.
Yeah.
Because, and this ain't a knock to everybody, because everybody, I can, you know what I'm saying, appreciate everybody's stance.
We can take a knock. Come on.
But notice how it's coming from this, oh, if they're down bad or if they're, she never mentioned it. She just said they was living paycheck to paycheck. Most people
are. But that's not where you want to be. Like, depending on if you got kids, you try to get out of there.
People are, though, even higher up in the financial situation.
Of Americans.
I'm not saying it's bad as far as like it's out of the norm, but typically if most people got a lump sum of money, you try to get out of debt so you don't have to live check to check. Most people stay there because they don't have opportunity to get out of it.
And that's why I say it's interesting how y'all are looking at it as money, when to him it's not money.
Yeah, but it's not.
See what I'm saying?
We looking at it the way the wife looking at it.
Right.
At least on the surface. At least from the start.
Right. It's not money.
Right, it's not. He would have to leverage it.
He don't have $2 million. He has a collection. But
he has $2 million asset.
Right. He has a collection. She just found out it's $2 million. That's a question in itself. How does she find out it's worth $2 million?
Though I'm like, they must have needed some money, because why she be looking?
If somebody prompted that appraisal. Somebody prompted an appraisal.
See what I'm saying?
Her or him. That was an appraisal. And it might not have even been money driven, like to the effect of we need money. It could have just been, I have a collection. I just want to see what my collections work. Because collectors will routinely appraise their stuff to see the price and how it's changed over time. Because otherwise, if it's just purely sentimental, you could just have stuff. Like, when you like have a collection, it's typically there's some kind of worth or value, not just the sentimental.
Right.
Like you maintain it, like you keep it, you preserve it, you put it in protective wraps, and you know what I'm saying. So keep it in temperatures.
Right.
Make sure it's not in a fire zone, or you know what I'm saying. Like.
Right. And I'm pretty sure if it's in that good a shape, like if it's in work, right. I'm assuming that he's doing all of that.
Yeah, it lasts like 25 years.
Right, and this ain't like I just bought some shit that's worth $2 million.
Yeah, you but now he knows he has a $2 million asset.
Yeah,
right. Now
so
get that.
I ain't want to assume the intent.
Right, and I ain't gonna take away from the money part. Yeah. But if it's a thing where she said she brought it up to him, and he said no, he immediately cut it off.
Yeah, he ain't
so
him
having that's not what he want to do with it.
Yeah,
right.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah, that's his right. I mean, it's his collection.
Yeah.
Right. She just found out. He might know. She just find out. But regardless, I mean, he might not have known. It's like, I wonder how much it's worth. Oh, it's worth $2 million. Now he got a $2 million asset. It's his choice not to leverage it.
Yeah. Because for him, it's not about the money.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about the money for him. Like
Right.
he,
It's like
I
when
think
people
he just-
collect art. It's like art collectors, but
Right.
you have this asset that's worth this
Yeah.
amount. You may not want to sell it because you like the art.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of. It's not crazy.
I mean, because you
Right.
might have let's take it away from this collection. Like, let's say it was just his father's ring, his father's wedding ring. Maybe his father's wedding ring was worth $1 million, but it's his father's wedding ring. I ain't about to just sell it. It's my father's wedding ring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's why would I sell it? It's my father. So I mean, he may have a deep attachment to it that the word collection doesn't substantiate. The comic book collection
Yeah.
doesn't give the verbiage for it. Like we'd
Yeah.
all say if it was my mother's wedding ring, my mother's wedding dress, my father's wedding ring. Like
Mhm.
we would instantly like, why would you want to sell that? But yeah,
Right.
the comic book collection, we kind of detach from that. But if he had sat and like we knew something like his father sat and read all these comic books to him when he was a kid, and that's how he learned to read, was reading comic books and Superman and the original Batman and Great Detective, whatever. Like we would feel differently about it too. But comic book, it has a detached meaning. So I get what you're saying. It is an asset, and it's his to sell. But I would also, they're married. So, I mean, they have a conversation to have. Like, their condition is, his condition is their condition. Her condition is their condition. So, it's tough.
I mean, it's a conversation to have. It's ending
Yeah.
in a no.
I mean,
Then they're gonna know.
I mean, the conversation is more than just do you want to sell it right now? It's like, would you leverage it if it was an emergency situation? Is this absolutely there's no situation in which you would ever sell it? If the boys say they don't care about it and don't want it, would you sell it? I mean, it's a whole conversation you got to have.
Yeah. I mean, because on a practical side, well, okay, I don't want to live like this. I want a divorce. Guess what? Half the assets.
But that's a premarital asset, though.
You think they signed a prenup?
It's still a
For his-
premarital asset.
You think he signed a prenup for
It's a well-established premarital asset that a thing exists. That collection has been.
Yeah, they probably
existing
wouldn't
for
turn it over to
25
her.
years.
Okay.
It didn't even belong to him at first. That's what I mean. So that's what. But
But
that's another.
it would
thing.
be
But
considered an asset though.
if he cash it in, now it's money.
No, they
Now
can count
now
assets
she-
even without them being cashed in and make
That's
you
what I'm saying.
liquidate them.
But that's a whole nother thing. But
Well, I
think
do
more than
agree.
likely-
They haven't been married long enough to where she would get that. And maybe if
Right.
it was like 10 plus years, but
Right.
if it was 10 plus years and that's considered an asset, then they could have him
Yeah.
liquidate to pay what he owed.
Yeah, down the line I could probably see that, right? But I don't think she.
But they
got
only
enough
5 years
equity.
in. She's not there yet.
Right. That's a 25. Right. That's a 25-year premarital asset against a 5-year
She probably-
marriage.
Yeah, she probably got to be like 10 years in for that.
Mhm. Right now,
But
that
it probably
time,
would just be all the
yeah,
stuff that he's gotten in that time.
Right. Let's go over here real quick to the
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
the
see what
comments.
did the things keep going or that was it? She
No, it
just she
kept
didn't say
going.
nothing else.
Yeah,
I wanted to
that's
see what else the lady was still reading. I wanted to see what else came up though from the couple.
That was it for the question.
Oh, she didn't read nothing else. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I do want y'all to kind of hear that conversation because they takes was. That's why I stopped because I wanted to hear y'all take. Because
Yeah,
I've heard.
I thought it was just more to the situation. I thought she was gonna be like, and then this happened or something else. I didn't know it was just like, oh, I just found it now. What? Okay.
Right. And that's why I was like, there's so much, and you're gonna kind of see that happen too here. There's so much. Well,
Yeah,
if
'cause of
this
the
is the
word
case,
she
then that's
used.
the case, and exactly,
Yeah.
because
Because of
it's
how the wife
her.
described their life. Yeah.
Right. And that's why to me this feels selfish as hell. This feels super selfish.
She's trying
Because
to figure out what to do.
right. She trying to figure out what to do. What do you mean you trying to? It's not yours to figure out what to do with.
She like how to have a conversation.
Yeah,
She said, "I'm sitting on a fortune." She said, "I'm sitting on a fortune. We're sitting on a fortune."
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know how to handle having
gonna have to have-
$2 million?
You're gonna have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I get a conversation.
We're gonna have to have a for real talk about more
Yeah.
than just the collection.
come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be
Yeah.
like a come to Jesus, like what's the goal here
Yeah.
moment for the relationship.
I mean, I love the thought of your father weaving this.
All of that, because he got a collection and she found out how much the worth. The
Yeah.
collection been there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the collection been sitting there.
Sometimes you
Collection
have a
been there.
moment. Sometimes you have these moments in a relationship where
Oh,
maybe
my.
you didn't know before, but it brings up, oh, I assume we had the same goal, we had the
Yeah.
same outlook, but oh, this situation has shown me that
Yeah.
maybe we don't. We might need to have a conversation about
Yeah.
what our best life looks like for us. What
And
does
it's
happiness
funny.
look like for us as a couple? What does
And
contentment
it's
look like for
interesting
us
how
as a
your
couple?
outlook changed once $2 million got invoked in the situation.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
because I
legit.
think most people,
Yeah.
I think most
Yeah.
people feel like there's one thing to be like, we want better for ourselves and we're actively working towards that, even though we're not there. I think even people who live paycheck to paycheck have an assumption that if we're together living paycheck to paycheck, we're trying to find a way to get out of that route, even if, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going through every day, we're doing the best we can, we make room here, we make room there. But most people who are in that situation where it's like we make room, we make it work, they're assuming that at some point we're going to work our way out of that. We're not going to stay here forever. So yeah, like if you had no idea, like most people don't, like if somebody came to me and said I need 20,000 right now, I ain't got no way to give you 20,000.
Mhm.
I'd be a whole
Yeah,
different
exactly.
person if I just had 20,000 sitting on the side. So it's like, yeah, it's different because most people don't have no asset that can help them get to where they
Mhm.
want to go quicker. So yeah, not knowing that was there and now knowing, you do have to kind of have that conversation about, okay, what are we trying to
Yeah.
get? Because now it's a possibility when before it probably was
Different.
never a possibility. Most people
I
at a
mean,
certain age be
different.
like, I'm not gonna be a millionaire unless something crazy happen. Most people like right now, I'm not assuming I'm finna be a millionaire unless something crazy happen. But then if I find out King had some worth 2 million in storage, like, yo, I guess now we got to have a conversation about being millionaires potentially. Like,
Okay.
Mhm.
Here's the problem that I'm having, right? If I just have something, because how you described it is just like I got this random thing, or I got this thing, right? I got this thing that I didn't know was worth $2 million.
no, I mean,
That
he
I
might know.
don't have this sentimental collection. No, I'm saying let's just assume they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was a situation. I'm assuming. It's all assuming.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. Probably was just like,
Right.
I wonder how much it is. Let's look it
Right.
up. Oh
They
wow.
probably both was on. Let's see how much it is.
Yeah.
So I give them that. But it's once you find out that it's worth $2 million, now you feel like not a plan change.
I mean, the plan, but we need to have a conversation.
I mean, I'm with the conversation.
If we've
But
been living paycheck
if
to
your
paycheck
whole-
and you find out you
if
got a
your
$2 million
stance-
asset, we gotta
Right.
have a conversation.
Right. Now, if your stance is what am I supposed to do? Because they've had the conversation. Y'all want to go back and hear the answer, the question.
No,
she said they
I
had
heard
the
that. She said, "No, I'm
Right.
saying we need to
And he
we
like,
need to
nah.
have a conversation that's not okay with you just saying no to. That's not an okay conversation. That's not a conversation. If I said, what are we doing, and
But
you
it
say no,
is.
that's not a
That's
conversation.
his though. That's his though.
Yeah, he might
That's
not want to sell it
ultimately his.
today, and then he
It's
can say that's
ultimately going to
cool.
come down to him.
But the
Right, it's
conversation is
ultimately-
about more than just do you want to sell it? It's a bigger conversation than that.
What's the conversation about?
The conversation is, okay, you don't want to sell it today. If an emergency situation came up where we needed a lump sum, would you sell a portion of it? Would you be open to selling it then? If the kids need to go to college and we can't afford college and they really want to go, would you be willing to sell debts to pay for their college? You're saying you keeping it to leave it to them. Maybe they want to go to college and it's more important for them. Do you have it in a will? Do you have a trust for it? Like,
I'm pretty sure he does.
what's your end? He didn't even know how much it was worth. So he probably, we either gonna go with, let's give him benefit of the doubt. He didn't know. They looked it up together. So he probably would not have a trust for it because he doesn't know it's an asset of value.
But he inherited it though.
Okay, but his daddy just
And it
passed
means
it
something.
down.
My thing is this. Hold on. It means enough to him where he's kept up with the whole collection. So
Okay.
I'm sure that he has some situation set up where one of the kids is
Probably
going
don't have a trust because that's related to asset.
I mean, they
So if
still
he didn't
pick
know
up-
the value, he would not have that set up. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. There's plenty of people that leave collections. Like King got a baseball collection. It's not connected to a trust. Why would it need to be connected to a trust if you didn't
People
even
don't know
know
the
it was
value.
worth anything?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of conversation to have around having a $2 million asset, even if you're not selling it today. You have to have a lot of conversation when you realize you got a $2 million asset sitting in your house. You gotta have the conversation now.
Yeah.
Like,
And I would say, Yella, I think you would understand our position if we
If you
flipped it.
thinking about
Flipped it. There was a conversation we had not too long ago. There was a woman. And I don't even know if you were there. I'm not sure. I don't even know if it was Discord. But there was a woman who had been siphoning money off as a nest egg. Now, again, I know this is going to land to you different. Hear me out. While they were struggling, also paycheck to paycheck, because they had come a hard time. I think he was working 2 jobs. She had squirreled away like $75,000. She kept her savings deposits, even though they were struggling financially. Now, it's also serving an emotional need. She had the need to feel safe. So it's serving an emotional need the same way this collective is serving his sentimental need. It's an emotional thing. This is an emotional thing. You're choosing emotions over practicality. So if you're choosing emotions over practicality, she did the same thing, and everybody was flaming her for being selfish, for being greedy, for tanking the husband. He should get a divorce. Now, if we're gonna be real, this dude sitting on an asset while they paycheck to paycheck. They working.
yeah. Why is the belief that the conversation is just he has to sell it today? It's so much more of a conversation than that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's allowed to say, no, I'm not selling it today or never. He can say that. We still got to have a conversation. You have a $2 million asset, my God, that you intend to pass down to your kids.
And she's just supposed to pretend it don't exist.
Okay.
The conversation is not, are you going to sell it right now? Okay, no. Okay, we still got to have a conversation.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
I don't see why this is hard to see. I don't see
You said
why this
what?
is hard. What up, Jason?
I mean, it's hard when you use that example. Thank you, Jason.
I mean, if you believe the conversation is that he should try to force him to sell it, then yeah, I could see why you'd be like, no, that's his right, but that's not it.
No, that's not the conversation. I'm not saying she's even trying to force him to sell it. I think the conversation is that she feels some type of way. One, she feels ownership to it because she said we're sitting on.
They're married.
$2 million.
It's an asset.
It's not hers.
It's an asset, and they're married.
It's not hers.
It's theirs.
It's not hers. I'm sorry, it's not hers. I'm just saying no, because fuck all that. And people acting like we don't even pay each other's phone bills in most relationships. So stop acting like his fucking comic book collection ain't just his. We don't even pay each other's phone bills.
He said he wants to pass it on. It ain't just his.
Right, but it's his now.
I say realistically, even if they went to court or something, and only stuff that he obtained while they were married would be considered theirs.
It's his. That's what I'm saying.
Anything that he obtained while they were married is considered theirs legally.
They're 5 years in. We had this conversation.
So if anything he would have bought from the past 5 years, so yes, if it's an old collection, 25 years, limited stuff, the part that she would have ownership to is probably not high value. Realistically, like even legally. It's premarital property. So what he had before they were married would be his. Anything he obtained while they're married is theirs. So he gonna sell that collection to pay for court costs. That's the conversation you're gonna have with yourself.
Yeah.
It would make me look at you funny though. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah. I would
if you were sitting on a $2 million asset and we ain't gonna have no conversation at all. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, now that I ain't saying that don't have a conversation. I mean, I am being a bit fractious.
Let's go.
When I say it. But the conversation is there to have. So I'll say that there's a reasonable conversation.
There's a lot of shit y'all gotta talk about too.
Yeah.
Because even if
if
you
you
want
do
to
got
pass
$2
it down
million,
to your
you
kids,
got some
right, and
wiggle
it's
room.
2 million, like,
Right.
and
Right.
even if you're trying to pass it down, you need to make sure that's legally, like, you need to make sure it's protected, because like if something happened to you tomorrow and you really determined you wanted to happen a certain way and it's worth 2 million, you need to very much so.
Now the only problem is that
Right.
I don't think that's where her brain is at. Because her words, not mine. We're sitting on a fortune.
Yeah, of course. Because it sounds
So she
like
wants all $2 million.
it sounds
That
like
whole
they
joint,
she said
or
we make
most
it,
of
we make ends meet. It sounds like they living a little bit of the struggle life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just based
That
off her
Millie,
language. Yeah.
we can cut whatever she wants. So even if, let's assume she want to take half of it. Not take half of it, but cash half of it in.
Yeah, that's cute. $500K.
Right.
It might not even be that much. That's why we got to have a conversation.
Yeah.
What is content? Okay, we live in paycheck to paycheck now. We both don't want to be there. Bet.
If you had the
How
choice
much
of
do we
200
need
if
to
you had
get
the
out?
choice of $2 million, hold on. If you had the choice of $2 million, right? You had the choice of any amount of $2 million. That's not the total $2 million. How much you gonna take?
But if the thing that I have to sell is of sentimental value to
Just
my
ask.
husband, no, I'm saying I'm
Just
answering the question. If what he had to sell to get the money was sentimental value, I would not demand that he sells all of it, because that would be completely ignoring what he's doing. His dad gave it to him. He had it 25. So the conversation I would have is, we are living paycheck to paycheck. Let's sit down and have a conversation about what it takes to get out of debt, so we don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, and all of the checks we bring into the house can be stacked. How much money would that take? Then, are you willing at the very least to sell enough to cover that cost? That's what I would say. That's what I would ask. I'm not going to demand him sell his sentimental thing 25 years. In my head, we got a $2 million asset, but all assets don't have to be leveraged or liquidated. So no, I'm not going to be like, we need to have $2 million liquid cash. What I'm going to do with $2 million liquid? Like, no, we don't need that. We don't need that. What do we need? Do we want to pay off the house? Do we want to put anything in saving? Do we want to invest in another way? We want to just keep all of it in this? Do we need a trust? Do we want, like, there's so many conversations to have. So no, I don't even think the wife is saying we got to sell all 2 million. What she said is we sitting on 2 million. I mean, we can liquidate up to 2 million.
That's why I
You
said
saying no, you don't want to sell none
I
of
highly
it?
doubt it. I highly doubt it's gonna even.
You don't need $2 million
be
cash.
like, yeah.
No one needs that.
But she
But
talking about
we
sitting on
definitely
the
ain't finna keep on living paycheck to paycheck. I know that.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I'm with you. There could be a conversation, but at the same time, I'm listening to that question, and that's why I'm at. I don't think
I
it's
mean, he
just.
seemed like he don't want to have no conversation, so he's being completely unreasonable.
I didn't hear no conversation.
He said that's what he said. No, so he's not trying to have no conversation. So he's being
Why does
completely unreasonable.
why does the conversation end in no? If the conversation
Shut it
ended in
down.
no, that don't mean it wasn't a conversation.
Sound like he shut it down.
Because the
Just based on the
conversation
language
ended
that
in
was
no.
given. It was a minute 30. It was a minute 30 seconds. I mean, we didn't get a lot of context.
That's soon. Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't even minute 30
I'll
seconds.
run
Minute
the
30
que- I'll run it back.
Yeah, I wish there was more, but I guess she just wrote it right
So
after they
there's
had
a woman. She wrote into our show rather, and she said that she and her husband, they're approaching their 5th wedding anniversary, or I guess marriage anniversary. Sorry. And she said life together is good, not perfect, but they make ends meet. They work hard. They have a modest lifestyle. They have 2 young children, ages 1 and 4.
Jesus.
Recently, she
1
discovered
and
something
4?
that she described as shocking. Her husband's card and comic book collection, something he's guarded since they met, is worth $2.5 million. He's been collecting for over 25 years, a passion he inherited from his late father, and he still holds on to some of his dad's collection. When she brought up selling it, thinking of all the ways they could improve their family's life, he refused, saying the collection isn't about money, but more so about emotional value. To him, it's a legacy he plans to pass down to their children. Now she's struggling with reality that they're sitting on a fortune, yet still living paycheck to paycheck. Should she accept his emotional attachment, or does he owe it to their family to cash in?
1 in 4, bro.
That don't sound like she want a little bit. She want a lot of bit.
It's quite possible.
She want a lot of bit. Does he owe it to his family to cash in?
What up, classic?
2.5.
Classic?
1-year-old and a 4-year-old living paycheck to
relationship.
paycheck.
Yeah,
Woo.
she want to be a home.
Right. She want it all. Brand new socks and drawers.
Let's go.
And this
Yeah, and that
is-
language too. He's been guarding it, so she has a feeling about. She has a feeling about that.
I wouldn't cash in if I was him. If they got a house, I would cash in enough to
Dude, he got a $2 million
us out of paycheck to
comic book collection. It's there. She did not
know
know
what
that
it's
comic
worth.
book collection didn't exist.
right. He guarding it. He know what it's worth.
Yeah,
He better get some legal
'cause that was
paperwork.
very specific language.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I'm not definitely not taking from her perspective, because she definitely gonna paint it like he's guarding it. She feel like he guarded it after his reaction because he refused. Language matters since the language
Yeah.
police is here.
He definitely
Right, she
guarding it.
said
I
he
mean, and
refused. I could just
he
be
know.
like, no. He probably refused her offer of let's sell it all because we're sitting on a fortune, not let's sell a little bit and try to, you know what I'm saying, have a
Yeah.
little heads up. Let's sell a little bit
But
and
see,
start a
the-
business.
But see,
That's
the
all a
nice thing,
reasonable
the
conversation.
nice thing about it being his asset is he would have the room to say whatever level he feel comfortable to, and he's saying no level. So, but the nice thing about it in reality is it's his collection. He could come to the table and say, "Hey, I'm willing to sell this," and do. He doesn't have to wait for it to be her idea. He can come up with his own idea of what he's comfortable with
Yeah.
and what he wants for his family, and tell her this is what he's willing to do. And if she doesn't accept that, then she don't. But at least he's showing that I understand what I'm sitting on, and I understand it could be used to fix the family. This is my line. This is where I'm willing to budge a little bit. This is where I'm not. You don't have to let her attack you with the conversation to decide all that. He could. It's his collection. He could just do that and decide on his own or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't have to be her idea, but it clearly was because he probably already knew,
He probably already knew.
and he ain't cashing none of it in, which is like, well then leave the whole. I already know how I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm being house cutting up.
I mean, you're gonna have to cut out though, because here's why.
Not like actively, but I would feel some type of way for sure.
Because she don't want to just cash in a little bit. Listen how she worded that question.
Yeah, she
Do
don't have
he-
to get what she wants.
Should I
She don't have to
respect
get-
his? Should I respect his emotional position?
Right.
Is it his sentimental value, or
Right.
does he owe it to his family to cash in?
Yeah.
Now,
She don't have to
check
get
this
what
out.
she wants.
Hold on. And this is the weird part, that the wife will ask that after he's already said that I'm preserving it for the family. They're 1 and 4 years old, and we're talking about it being worth $2 million now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with nothing. She don't have to get what she wants. If she want it all, she does not have to get what she wants. That's not what I'm saying. But also,
Right, no,
we
no,
live in
no.
paycheck to paycheck with a 1 and a 4-year-old in this fucking economy.
I'm with you on that, though. I'm with you on that. Now, me,
I'm looking
if
at you
I'm
some kind
found
of
out
way if
that
you
I
like
had-
$0.
selling it all. I ain't even gonna lie. If I know it's worth $2 million, I'm probably selling it for 3.5. If I know it's worth $2 million,
He said, I'm trying to get some more.
I'm not going to get dollar for dollar. I'm trying. If I know it's worth 2, y'all can sell it for 4. Give me 3.
I don't know. Selling none of it seems a little bit, but I mean, I'm the ones that it's if it's a collection, it's probably like a set part of it that
Yeah.
is the high value part, not all of it.
Yeah.
Most of
Right.
it's probably pretty worthless.
Yep.
Like he might have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards or some shit for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Like-
the most expensive, rarest comic book?
Because it's comic book cards, and she calling it comic book cards. I'm like, they probably some fucking
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering cards or some shit.
But I could also see what
So,
her possible
let's
motivations
put
are,
some-
even though it wasn't said. Like a 1 and a 4-year-old, she probably want to be home. It's a
Man, that
1-year-old.
daycare probably whooping their ass. Both
Yeah,
of them
daycare's
working.
expensive. That's like I can imagine some of her motivations, but I
Okay, so
also
you got
hear
X-Men.
through the language like some of the problems.
She want
Like
it
you said,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
You got-
don't think she
you
should
got
give.
Superman.
She should not get. She should
Yeah,
not
my
get what she wants. I was
Nah.
gonna say she absolutely should
Not
not get
the
what she wants.
holiday.
Yeah.
Man, they don't be playing about them
She
cards
definitely
though.
should. Superman
But I
1.
ain't gonna lie. I don't know. It's tough, man. 'Cause just me as a person, like me as a dude, if I had that, I would want to sell part of it because I would rather her be home with the kids than whatever she's making for us to have to be paycheck to paycheck. It would be more valuable for her to be home with the kids.
Talking about legacy.
That's a greater legacy. The family being whole and safe is a better legacy than some comic book.
Or I mean, even if she don't even stop working, I just think if somebody could just give me enough money to pay off all debt and every check is just stacked, we ain't never got to look at your comic collection again. Because every check we make, we get to sit on. And that's just like something most people don't get to do. Like most people check go right back out. Most of it.
Right.
So even if you could just free that up, that all of y'all checks are getting set on, that'll probably relieve a lot of the pressure.
I'm with that. Like I'm with that. Best case scenario, we find out we got 2 million, 2.5. Oh, we got 2.5. That half gone. We back down to 2.
Shit, they may not even need that much too. If they live modestly, they might only.
Yeah.
They might only need to take out like 200 just to get good.
Nah, we definitely finna go act stupid. You ain't finna just surprise me with $2.5 million.
Yeah, most people don't need to have that amount of cash. Like for real, a
So
good
that half
200K
gone.
probably will set them up, change
Y'all
the path
know
of
how
their
y'all
life.
I ain't no different. If a nigga give you 250, that 50 gone. That 200 you
Right.
you taking that $200 bill, put it in that left pocket, and whatever makes up that 50 is going in the right pocket.
He got a lot of trust in Jason saying if you truly want to help the kids, he doesn't trust. He got a lot of faith that the thing's gonna play out the way he thinking it's gonna play out in the first place. One, you giving it to your kids. I done seen people do that with land. Them kids, I don't give a fuck about their land, boy. Give me that money.
Right.
And
but they can sell it, right.
Right. And you trusting that you gonna be around, it's
Nah, there's too many unknowns. And if they're living paycheck to paycheck, I doubt they can adequately insure this asset. So that's another thing I would.
He better have that shit insured. He probably don't. They sound like they some niggas.
Yeah. I mean, it's a $2.5 million asset. That's not gonna be no, you know what I'm saying, no $14 a month insurance.
Nah.
Like, they paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. That's what I was like. They don't say. If they some niggas, they ain't got no trust. He ain't got no will. We talking about how he want the asset to be who to put it, who can't sell it, who can.
Yeah.
He probably ain't got none of this shit. He need to though. I'm cool with like if you like this gonna be in the family, it's gonna go to you can write in your will who it go to. Cause God forbid something happen to you before them kids 18. It's gonna be hers anyway.
Yep.
It's about to be hers.
I mean, even still though, right? Like
She
been cool.
Right.
That's cool. Because the whole idea of it is that I want to keep it long enough to build up as much value to it so I can pass on to the next person and then they can decide. Because the person I'm passing it to is somebody I want to, who I would be okay with selling it. Like if you sold it and you got all the money for it, I'd be fine with that. So that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? Anything I would leave to my son, if he got it and he looked at the same way, like, this fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was worth 2 million.
I think he's pretty much he's got a legacy in his hands. Like he wants to leave it as a legacy for his kids. I agree with that. Whether he sells it or not, he got a 2.5 million asset in his hands right now. So what I would say to this man is that's cool. You need to ensure that it will remain a legacy for your kids.
Yeah.
You need to make sure it's insured. You need to make sure it's spelled out who it goes to, who receives it. Like, and then, like you said, if he looking at it like, well, my kids will be millionaires. I ain't got to be a millionaire. That's cool. Like, but I know my kids good. If something happened to me tomorrow, they could cash it in. They good. So he looking at it like an insurance policy, whatever. that's cool. Like I'm fine with it. I just hope he gets good legal protection for it and put it in a trust or whatever he needs to, or do something to figure out, go talk to a financial planner to see, okay, if we had to sell this card collection today for 2.5, what kind of taxes we looking at? What is this? Like they once again, you still need to have all kind of conversations and make sure that it doesn't become a burden on your family when they need to cash it in. Like,
yep.
So, or is it even worth keeping this as the asset, and maybe you need to sell some of it and put it into something else that's an asset. I'm not necessarily gonna say a house,
orange juice,
right? Because house is gonna crash probably. So I'm not even saying that you buy a house or something, but I don't know. I don't know how it would feel. I'm just trying to think about like living my whole childhood I lived. We did okay. Yeah. My mom kept it together. But if I found out them Negroes had 2.5 million my whole childhood, I actually know someone who got mad when they found out their parents had the opportunity to make millions and turned it down for sentimental value. Very upset.
I'd be mad.
He's very upset.
I was mad when I found out my mom didn't press my dad for child support. I was like, are you kidding me?
Right. Pissed off. Like, so y'all could have, and y'all just, okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I'm up here eating King Vitamin.
Right.
You couldn't get his checks garnished? Like, come on, man.
So y'all could have made millions?
Come on, man.
All right. You mean I wouldn't have had to go most of my adult life struggling? Because I didn't have a good head start. I couldn't afford college. You couldn't put me in a school that would have gave me the connections to know somebody, to not go to have to go to college. We couldn't not live in a better part of town, or because we was with the niggas, like, so we couldn't even get a house somewhere else.
Tell them, Bird.
Nothing. Oh, the sentimental value. I wanted to pass the house down to you. Bitch, fuck this house. Y'all still alive. Not even in the house. 40. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'd probably be cussing Lois out. Let me find out. Boy, woo. Let me find out. It's cool. Give people a pass. They did the best they could with what they had. Let me find out you had 2.5 million. Okay. Yeah. Fuck you. Cut your ass off.
Yeah, buddy.
Coming to collect my money when you die. I'm gonna spit on your grave. Get my shit.
It might be some dragging going on. Yeah, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody getting dragged.
And Jason, you don't know that. See, what happened was I did starve, but I got so starved that I overcompensated when I had the opportunity to eat.
Exactly. Food insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. A lot of people came from food insecure homes.
Yeah.
Not greedy. This is bare minimum.
Any little kid.
Why people think they can have kids and just be doing whatever? I'm just saying. Nothing I named was crazy. I ain't say mama could have bought you ends. I'm talking about you was in the hood.
Yeah.
You were fighting at school.
I'm talking about not boiling water because the gas is off. Greedy.
Right. Greedy.
Greedy.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Not okay.
At least get your family to bare minimum before you decide you worried about legacy. Because that's really be irritating me about these online niggas too, talking about legacy, and we ain't even at fucking bare minimum.
Talking about greedy. This what we on, nigga. What you talking about?
Nigga, I was in the hood too. It's like RDC World. They talking about.
I knew that shit was gonna come in handy.
Right. RDC World. You know what I've been through, nigga. We were all going through it.
This character.
Shit, it builds maladaptive character. That's why we antisocial now.
Breaks character.
Right.
You just heard how I described splitting money into two pockets. Nigga, that is poor people shit. Nigga, that is nigga ain't had shit activity, nigga.
We ain't got to be rich, but damn it, we ain't got to chill in the poor zone either. If you're sitting on 2.5 million, like we scraping the poverty line.
Man,
let me find out my daddy had us sitting in real cozy with the poverty line with a 2.5. I'm sweet. Boy, if I don't kill you myself,
Man.
so I can get my
Yeah,
stuff.
living modestly with 2.5 million is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I
bare
agree.
minimum at least. And if it ain't for yourself, like you not we cool, we
We
living
go
modest.
cut my toothpaste.
Right. Go cutting
I
the
did
lotion.
that
I just
before.
cut some lotion open the other day. I said,
Oh.
boy, some shit don't die.
Nigga, what?
Some
If you ain't
shit
never
will
let the
never go away.
if you ain't never let the water run into the soap bottle, nigga,
Man,
shake
Well,
that
I
bitch
still put a little water in my ketchup. What you talking about? I'm gonna put some water in that ketchup.
That's like 3 more showers, nigga. Like you know?
Right. I just boy, I'm putting water in the
That's
condiments.
2 more burgers.
Right.
3 more
We ain't
burgers.
throwing away no end pieces. We couldn't open lotion bottles.
Man, look. That's black culture right there.
I let go of the
We learn to
lotion.
survive.
You let
We
go of
learn
the
to
lotion?
survive.
Yeah, when it gets into the lotion, it's just gone. I ain't cutting it open.
I mean, I bang it around a little bit,
Yeah, I'll do that.
but now that the EOS lotion, I'm cutting that shit up. We gotta get all of it. I'm just saying. But nah, you put potatoes in my meat. Listen, I'm just saying, I don't like a man giving this whole speech about legacy and we barely make. Like, come on, bro. Get us the bare minimum. Modest living.
Yeah.
Financially secure us first before we start talking about legacy.
Now I'm with that.
Yeah.
Long as you ain't talking about the whole 2.5 million. And that's where I think she at.
It sounded like
girl,
that.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, old girl, like
She probably is, but she's
the
probably
big
also in
lady, though.
survival mode.
But I would bet though, like just from tendencies, just from the tendency of people that I've run into and seen and heard conversations from, this all started with, why do you have this child stuff? Like, why do you have this kid stuff? And then she explained it. I mean, he explained it. It was his father, blah, blah, blah. Cool, she accepted it, but she still didn't like it. She didn't like it until she found out how much it was. And that's probably what drove her. They probably had multiple conversations like, you need to get rid of this stuff. I don't know why you keep this stuff. It's da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I told you already, this is my dad's stuff. Then she found out how much, oh, shoot. Now she's still wanting to get rid of it, but she's looking to profit and get rid of it. Because I've seen this too many times. I've seen that so many times. The toy collection, comic book collection, whatever it is, the old stuff. I want to get rid of it. I've seen that so many times.
It's an eyesore.
Yeah.
Or it take up a lot of space.
Yep.
Yeah, them card people, but it's a source of community and everything. Boy, them card collectors don't be playing. Woo. He can go on to that's a whole community. I'm sure it's more than just for him, it's emotional, it's connected to his dad. It's probably a whole community from it. He probably go to collector events. Like, it's probably a whole part of his personality, I'm assuming. Just knowing most card collectors like that. So,
but I know what she probably got though. She probably got a whole closet full of purses that she collected. A whole bunch of outfits she ain't wore. A whole bunch of shoes she wore once. And she probably got at least one box full of all them old letters from them old boyfriends or old gifts.
you gotta have a conversation about what your best life would be. I think more people need to have that conversation. Like, if your perfect day, your perfect life, what would it look like? Because surprisingly, everybody don't want to be filthy rich or rich at all.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the first things when I started the business. One of the ladies, she had me do like, you wake up in your perfect life, perfect day, business good, you good. Write out the visuals of that day.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people can't quantify what they want, but if they start describing it, you can kind of get a good feel of like, okay, this is how much money you'll need for that. And I don't need to be rich.
Yeah.
Like crazy rich for what I would see as a good life or perfect or ideal. Some people want to be rich. Some people don't.
Yeah.
But I think most people assume they want the same thing. That's why they be fucking up.
If you got people you sharing expenses with, man, you could be poor and be pretty comfortable.
Yeah. But if her dream is to be rich, though.
Yeah.
And he cool, like, would it have eventually? I think eventually it would have became a problem.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't this, like, women get divorced for money all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
And we stay getting degrees.
Yeah.
make more money. So it's like, what are you? That person probably want to get rich,
Yeah.
and they're just doing whatever they think they have to do to get it.
Yeah. I
So
can see
then,
that.
now think about this on the flip side, right? She cash in, or he cash in. How are they going to maintain that wealth?
Right.
Because you just got $2.5 million. You don't have a reoccurring
They
$2.5
definitely don't
million.
need to. You don't need to liquidate that amount of money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even tell you to buy a house worth that much right now. So no, you don't. That's what I'm saying. They don't even have to liquidate it all, but they may need to do some legal work to get it as a legitimate asset, because that'll change their net worth. And sometimes your net worth can change what you have access to alone. Lines of credit, all kinds of things. So they now are worth $2.5 million.
Yeah. Now that I'm cool with that. You can definitely let us know, because they can start sending that the credit cards over. Y'all come on, send that over.
You know what I'm saying? You might be able to get all kind of asset if you could prove you got something worth that amount. So I mean, it's a lot that
swipe.
Shoot. Or maybe they need it. How they renting? Definitely don't be fucking renting with $2.5 million asset. That's stupid. Maybe they could buy a rental property. A nice little condo. Rent it out.
So with that, okay. So I'm gonna ask this last question, because then we gonna move on. If y'all got if y'all got any other ones, because I really don't have nothing else besides that. But that was just how I wanted to kick it off. I know Bree might have something. She got she's looking at the fire. I know she got some.
We had a conversation in Discord earlier that you missed. I said Kevin Samuels was a prophet.
See, oh man,
that's the kind of shit we be on. You talk about I got stuff to talk about. Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, so we might as well go, because I forgot the last question. What was it?
Kevin Samuels was a prophet.
Not before that.
Muhammad.
What was he
you were just saying, you were saying that she had a $2.5 million asset. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, how was she gonna make that money back? But there was something you had said.
She have to make it back. But if I had any advice for them, just like I gave Shaquille and them the advice before they sold their house and made some money on it, I was like, my advice: if you have an asset worth money and you're going to leverage it, then you should leverage it to get another asset that can generate income on a consistent basis. Because having an asset that you won't leverage is kind of
okay. Thank you. So would them actually trying to use it as leverage go against his idea of cashing it in?
Yeah, because you would have to probably, I mean, through his eyes, because he would have to let go of some part of the card collection to liquidate it to get another asset that can generate income. So yeah.
No, but you said having the collection, their net worth will go up to, or their value.
It's truly, if they get it, this is the value of it. Because net worth is a collection of all sorts of things, but your assets can be, if there's some way to verify it. If you can verify it some way and get it put that it is if it's a verifiable asset, then yeah, that could be useful in itself. I mean, even if you don't want to leverage it to spend on stuff, like, well, get a rental property or something, and then that can start generating income. I mean, there's a lot, depending on what the wife's concern is. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't explore enough. Like, why does she want to sell it? What does she want to do? You don't actually know. Okay, as a leader, like, there's other ways that you can resolve her feeling without cashing in all $2 million. Like, don't let her take control of the situation. But that doesn't mean you have to completely avoid the situation either. Like, if she's like, I kind of want to stay home. Okay, how we going to generate some more money? We both working. I'm not willing to let you stop working because we ain't getting this amount coming in. Maybe I want to sell part of it and get a rental property that can generate this amount per month. And then I'll feel okay with you staying home. Why we can't do that?
That sounds good.
Why are you letting her run the show and just saying no to everything she brings to the table without any solution?
To me, sound like she want that soft life. You know
Who
what
the
I'm
fuck
saying?
don't?
She want that crip
Who
walk at the
don't?
supermarket.
Who don't? Men want the soft life. Don't know. Ain't nobody trying to be up in here working all the time. But stop playing. It's no shame in it. She got a 1 year and a 4-year-old. They whooping her ass. They both at home. I don't even know how she working. How are they working?
This the comic book collection.
I'm in danger. Got a 1 and 4-year-old. They got a 1 and 4-year-old. It sound like they both work, boy. I'm finna crash out. Stop playing in that lady face. Stop playing in that lady face. Like, don't play in my face.
This the husband.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about legacy. Nigga, your legacy is finna be me crashing out. You gonna be on a red pill podcast somewhere talking about how your wife crashed out.
That was him. Soon as she looked at that ticket and saw 2.5
Right.
million.
So you playing in my face. You're playing in my face. Okay. All right. So what's the plan here? Because if we just gonna assume all the normal stuff that people do, I know she getting her ass whooped dealing with them kids and working.
Facts.
You sitting on a comic book collection. I'm fighting for my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to choke these kids out every day. Boy, listen. You ain't finna
And
have
you know
no
what
legacy.
daycare hitting? You know what daycare hitting for?
Boy,
For
if they
1-year-old?
going to daycare or they doing that goofy shit with one parent take one shift and the other one and he ain't barely doing shit. You ain't gonna have no legacy because I'm gonna crash out.
Facts.
And knowing that you get 2.5 million will expedite that.
Oh,
real-
exactly.
Like, bro, I'm crashing out.
Yeah.
The next time these kids ask me for anything, I'm gonna be like, go ask your fake rich daddy. Get out of my face.
Ooh.
Get out of my face. Go ask your legacy wielding daddy.
Now, what happened? Where the toxicity? I stepped away for like 2 minutes, and the toxicity just
Ramped up.
took over.
It's our talent. We just can do it. We manifest it out of nowhere. See the
Yeah.
truth. Absolutely, the truth
Toxic.
come out. Come on, you couldn't hear that truth behind her letter
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
she
we're not
ready.
being reasonable here. We're not
No.
being reasonable. You
She
saying
definitely was
$0,
bothered.
right?
This
You
the,
saying
this the wife
zero,
right now.
right? You saying 0. Maybe I'm saying 2. So
Right.
we gotta crash out. We're not being reasonable. We're not reasonable people. Why we have reasonable response?
Yeah. If you're gonna
Neither
keep
one
it a
of them
secret,
are
you better
reasonable.
keep it off site.
Right. You better find somewhere to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not reasonable. She's not reasonable. You don't get
Yeah.
reasonable results when you're unreasonable.
Facts.
This is why we don't want to have keep it a secret. Now she done found out the secret. Now what? See, that's what people don't be ready for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep it secret. Okay, with
Yeah.
somebody you supposed to be with the rest of your fucking life. Good luck.
Sure about that.
Sure. Because that never works out. He's not reasonable.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
being
because low key, I might be me, but I make poor decisions. I make extremely poor decisions. So what I would want to do, like, I love my dad, cool. He gone, cool. I'm going to get the non-expensive version, like I was making some of those for. Hold on, wait, put it back up. Hello.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Fuck.
Hit
So
the
that whole
light.
little side panel will be like, when all the people pop up, they all be on your side where you all big at, but they can have 8 people over there,
He made it. Hit the
like on the
light.
TikTok panels.
Hit the light.
So it
Okay.
look like the question will be coming from you because you be over here like, boom. So the question will be coming from you.
See, this is Rashawn's love language.
I know, man. That's the whole.
He is unreasonable. He want to hit the light. Listen.
All right, cool. But what was I
Yeah,
going to say?
that's for next time.
Yeah. So
Nah, I
what was getting
dropped
ready to say?
it. Come on.
What was I getting ready to say, yo?
let's
What was I in the
go.
middle of? What was that? What was one last thing I
Oh,
said?
sorry. That we were talking about how the husband ain't reasonable. He's not being reasonable.
He's not being reasonable.
And you
I was
said you
getting
have
ready to say
bad
something.
spending habits, and this is what you would do.
Okay, yes. I would go get because like when you get like the first edition and it's super expensive because it's worth it because it's the first edition.
Mm-hmm.
I would sell my collection and replicate it with that 5th print. That's like 75 cents. Like I would get the exact same comic books, but the one that's like not worth anything, like that's what I would get. Go get the $2 version of this one. Like, yeah, my dad used to read this to me. I know I sold the one that was worth 500,000.
Yeah, so then you kind of have it, even though you're not
Yeah.
intending to. You don't care if it. You already extracted the value today to
Yes.
benefit their life now.
So my family's
Then you
living
also
there.
have the collection to pass down.
Exactly. It's having my cake and eat it too. Like my father read this very same comic book to me. This is Spider-Man #4. But instead of the one that's worth $250,000, I've got the one that's $13.
Kind of Timu.
Yeah, I got the $13.
Or just start a new collection just like your dad did. Or everything that you
'cause
bought when they were born. Like
Yeah,
if
'cause
the
Yella,
if the idea
they have
is,
multiple prints, and
Right.
the later prints are not worth the same.
that's a crazy idea. Which I don't think would work if it's the same edition. But I can see that same idea being like starting from when they were like, because he started 25 years ago, just restarting a new
Yeah,
collection every
that
time a new
too.
generation is born.
Either way,
and pass it down to them when they
either
come of
way,
age. That'd be
either
cute.
way. Yeah, because you got the whole like this whole run, this whole.
Not fruitful.
You said
No,
what?
it may not.
You breaking
It may
up
not
what the
come.
fuck?
Yeah,
What the fuck is that?
it may not be the same amount of money, but the sentiment of collecting these cards and
Oh,
passing them
no.
down would still.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pass. I have the money. I've extracted the wealth
He already
to
took the
actually
money.
pass down other tangible benefits, higher education, better quality of life, a trust fund. So that's there. They have that value there. But then the sentimental value is in the stories that I've connected to through reading with my father and the sense of, collecting. So they won't get the value through the comic books. They'll get the value through the life. So that's what I would split the baby. I would split
Okay.
the sentiment and the financial component.
So make it like a family culture to collect the comics and the cards, but extract the value from your stuff
Yeah.
while they're still young.
What's the main?
Yeah, what the funk? You're like breaking up. I know your signal be sketchy.
You're German.
sometimes, but yeah,
The German engineer.
I was saying the link is the link.
There's only one link.
Oh, what does it say?
Mainstream is where I don't know what a mainstream link is.
Oh yeah.
I don't-
Oh,
Let's see
that
what that
mainstream yard. This is the same one. I think it gives you the same link, regardless.
I am of the confusion.
The link is the link.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same room. Mhm.
I am of the confusion.
But yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Like if you want this to be a culture in your family, you could find another way to keep the culture
Yeah.
and extract the value
Yeah.
from the previous one, from your father's
Yeah.
collection.
Because even if it was like it was like the House of M, I don't know, probably might have had like let's say 14 different comic books in it. You can go get the books that compress the entire story into one graphic novel. So you can have the story, you can share it with them, you can read it to them, they can read it themselves, but it's not the OG because you've already
You can
extracted the value.
create a family culture around the cards,
Absolutely.
the comic books. Start a new collection for them from when they're born. Start
Mm-hmm.
collecting any cards that come out from the year they were born.
Yeah.
In 25 years, like
might be worth something.
their collection potentially could be worth something. That's what I'm saying. Like
Absolutely.
if these are cards that are, if only the old ones are worth value because they start changing the way they made them or something like that, I could see
Yeah.
that. But even still, I still think there's a lot of, I do agree with there is a lot of ways you can make sure the culture of collecting cards and y'all connecting via the cards can still exist, even if you
Yeah.
extract the value. It's
And
not
this
all-
happens, after cashing in.
Cause yeah, like what he's saying, like for instance, like my idea would be because I know sometimes the older ones are more value, so you may not be able to get the same one because you're gonna have to pay a lot for it. But let's just say he wants to have the culture of we collect cards as a father. I let my kids look at them with me. It's a way we bond. So you can still do that. Like any cards that came out, the child is one. So let's just say from here out, you buy every card that comes out from the time they're one. And then when they're 25 or 20 or whatever, you pass down the collection to them.
Can I translate my theory to something you would ready to connect to, Yella?
Right.
Okay. So you've got every video game system from the original Atari, the different versions of Atari. You got the first Nintendo, you got the first Sega, Sega Genesis, you've got the Super Nintendo, you got the N64, you got the Dreamcast, and 25 years from now, you're like, man, this stuff's all worth a lot of money. But instead, what I'm saying, instead of just holding all this equipment and holding it and trying to pass it down to KJ and pass it down to his kids, instead of trying to do that, sell them for the lot of money and just get a video game emulator where they have all the same games from all the same systems, and y'all can play them together. Y'all can play Sonic, y'all can play this, that, and the other. Y'all can play Halo 2 for the first time. You know what I'm saying? First time.
Because it was just something his dad liked, and that's how they connected.
But then y'all also are wealthy. You're wealthy and playing the same games.
Yeah. Because I think the sentimental value is like, my dad read these to me. It seems like it was something his dad was really just into, and it's how they bonded, and he just passed it down.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Because it's the same. Like, my husband has these Archie comments he keeps, and like, he like to show them to the kids. They be looking at them. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, I read this when I was a kid. So yeah, I get the bonding thing.
Point? What's the larger point?
This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling about Rashawn right now.
Yeah.
What?
He about to make me turn heel.
Because it's acknowledging the sentimental value and creating a new culture of still connected to the kids via the cards. Isn't that what it's about?
And I'm finna let Travis Scott jump you too.
Okay. I mean, go ahead if that's what you need to do.
Right. Maybe it's and all this stuff about, and the problem is he's leaving all of it up to her. How she spend the money, how she control. Okay, you don't have to give nothing to her. It's your collection. You could decide to sell 500 and be in control of how the money goes. She don't have to touch it.
Yeah.
You could put it in a trust for the kids, and she can't touch it.
Because real quick, here's the thing. Like to Bree's point earlier, these people are living paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck to paycheck people, making ends meet people, do not make proper preparations for end of life. They just don't, by and large.
Yeah, we know that shit.
So his collection one is not insured, and it might not be the most properly stored. So it's not protected. It's not properly. Just 9 times out of 10, Yellow, the proof, the history of humanity.
Yeah, let's just go.
As testament.
Most black people don't even know how tax valuations work on houses and lose their house.
Again, they're paycheck to paycheck.
Come on, we know black people aren't financially literate.
Right. So I know he doesn't have insurance on it. That's one. Doesn't have insurance on it. Let's say it's in protective glass. Let's say it's in protective plastic. It's probably still not in a proof, like a temperature proof environment to keep it in its optimal condition.
Because they look at the cars together, like that's how they bond. So they're actively looking at them and
or in a fireproof area, so that if something happens to the house, or floodproof, fireproof, it's just not that. So having said that, if he doesn't have it protected, he's not going to have it in a trust. They probably don't have a will, and at the end of the day, he's going to die before she does, because that's what happens.
Statistically speaking,
the guys die first. So it's still going to be her decision. It's just going to be later if she remains married to this guy. It's still going to end up woman to her.
And if he died from stroke or something random, it's going to go to her. And the kid's only one.
Probability.
Right. 1 in 4.
Yeah.
I can see if the kids was like already 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Like
1
in 4.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, you're going into you're giving the woman all the power in the situation. Nowhere in the situation that I say he need to give it to her. He need to liquidate all the money and give it to her. What I'm saying is, it's his collection. You decide what happened to it. You decide how much you want to sell. And when you sell it, you don't just come and give her the cash. You put the money in the trust if that's what you want to do. You pay off the house if that's what you want to do. You don't want to pay out the house, cool. You get you a large life insurance policy. He don't have to never let her touch the money to do all the stuff we talking about.
Yeah, while he's in the capacity to make these choices and control.
Right. He can control the situation completely right now.
That's all I'm saying.
How is this turning into giving her the money and she might leave? She can, okay. A trust for your kids is for your kids. Even if y'all get divorced. He talking about legacy. I completely support that. I'm not talking about him cashing in, buying her Birkins and shit. talking about him. Okay, you worried about your kids and securing their future and legacy. Cool. Cash a little bit out of it. Have a trust. Cash a little bit out of it. Make sure they got a college fund. Cash a little bit out of it. If they in the area where the schools ain't too great, move to a new area with good schools. All of that is controlling the situation before you give her time to stew on it and divorce you and do nothing with it. Because in the meantime, your kids are still growing up while y'all at a standoff.
Yeah. I mean, I get it was a gift from his father.
You don't have to sell all of it. That's why I'm saying he's unreasonable. He's just as emotional as she is.
Yeah. He's emotionally attached. She's emotionally detached. But I get it. I understand. I want to say, like I said, if I put it outside of a comic book, I understand. Like it feels like his mother's wedding ring or the father's wedding ring.
But most people, even if they have if they hit hard times and the family finna, going through it, a lot of people would consider pawning it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm just saying if it was a different thing that most people that the general public has more sentiment towards, we'd be more hesitant to say sell or sell a part.
Let me find out my wedding ring worth $2.5 million. Man, fuck out of here. They can get it.
Well, I mean, yeah, But if it's your grandma's wedding ring, nobody be like, take a couple of stones out.
Right. Yeah, so many, and that's what my husband family have land. And that's what happened. Oh, we holding on to this land. Barely can eat. Barely scraping. Ain't got no power. Y'all, because we got to hold on to the land as soon as they die after living their suffering life to hold on to it. The kids silly.
Hey, Jay, I promise you, I get it. I understand. A lot of people sold their businesses back after Reconstruction, but there was a time when Black people had a lot of businesses.
Sold
and they sold a lot of stuff. Sold a lot of
and
stuff.
A lot of people didn't just sell it. A lot of people, what happened a lot, especially down here in the South. A lot of people weren't financially literate enough to protect their assets. So then when they died and the family got the money, the house or the land got passed down to their kids, they had to pay so much probate taxes, they couldn't afford the property anyway. So they still lost it.
Yeah.
So all that legacy, all that house you sat on that you didn't financially secure, you didn't make sure it was in a trust. The house should be in a trust.
Yeah.
Your house should be in a trust if you want to pass it down to your kids. Most people don't even do that. And I'm just keeping the house falling apart. I'm keeping it for the kids. You ain't put the house in a trust. Oh, thanks, Mom. Now I have a $25,000 tax bill on this house that I have to pay to keep it. Guess what? I can't pay that.
Right.
Because we broke.
Yeah.
Like we always been.
Mm-hmm. Tell them.
So now you lose the house anyway.
Tell them, bro.
So much for legacy. Thanks, Mom.
And they got the guilt.
Thanks,
letting
Mom.
down their ancestors.
This asset that was supposed to carry us to the next generation can't even fucking use it. Thanks, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been nice to sell that house back when you had that big boom in the 2005. Maybe you could have sold the house and leveraged that money, and we could have got another house. But no, you were sentimentally attached to this house, so you didn't sell it. This happens all the time.
Yep.
This happens all the time. People keep houses for sentimental reasons. Like, this happens all the time. All I'm saying is, as a child, please sell the thing. Get me out of here. Sell the thing. Get me out of here. Who cares? Maybe I'll never know. You muted, yo.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Oh shit. This Bree right now.
Right. I be so sick. Like, it's the all or nothing approach that's not helping anything.
Yeah.
It's the all or nothing for me. It's the being so afraid of it not going right that you just gonna let us cruise and not going right. We not going right. Period. Period. We just more comfortable in the struggling paycheck to paycheck not going right. Which still gonna wait. Okay, so now you worried about me leaving you? Great, because you know what? I'm definitely gonna do it now. It's like when you worried about something so much that you manifest it. Oh yeah. Oh, guess what? I'm gonna leave you and take everything. Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna let me go to work every day with my
just to make ends meet,
growing up without me.
just to make
Just to
ends
make
meet,
ends
though.
meet, and you got $2.5 million worth of assets just sitting
Man, I can
in
see if he was like,
plastic
we live a
covers.
comfortable life.
Right.
We're debt free. We don't have many bills.
Man, look, all right, I'll let y'all have fun. I'll let y'all play in the street for a second. Now let me come rain on y'all parade. Because y'all know goddamn well she talking about we're sitting on a fortune. They definitely ain't in that position. They could probably be cool. They could probably have a plan already set out. But she see that 2.5 milli sitting over there
Yeah.
in the corner, and she like, I want it all. I want it all. And no, because you're gonna blow it
Yeah,
for
and she don't
everybody.
need to get it, and she don't need to
She
get it
don't
all.
right. Now,
She
if-
don't need to
now
be
I'm
in
sure-
control of that.
Now I'm sure if she's willing to talk about something, if she's willing to talk about something reasonable, then he should be. But if the conversation ain't never gonna be open enough for you to be talking about let's sell it all. And to use the words we're sitting on a fortune ain't 400K, ain't 500K, ain't 600K, ain't even a milli. That's the whole 2.5. You ain't sitting on shit, but your damn hands waiting on either for me to die or for the kids to get it, so you can ask them for some.
Right. I'm gonna do you one better though. I'm just gonna control how the money goes while I'm still alive, and you won't get it.
Nope. I'm gonna let the kids decide. You better be nice to them, so they don't drag your ass when you come crawling to them because you been
Or you can, or you can make sure they can't give it to her ass.
And you be yep.
But you
Ain't
have to
do
do
that.
something
Nope.
now.
I ain't gonna do that. No, I ain't gonna do that. Cause that's their
I'm
mom.
just saying.
I'll let them do what they want. You just ain't gonna get it over my. You gonna open my.
Right. So that's why I was like, it's really not. Then it's really not about what's best for the kids for real. For real, it's about you being in control of it. That's what it's about. Then.
I mean,
No, that's because that's really what it's about.
not necessarily.
If that's the stance we take, it's not about the fucking kids. Because you just said, well, when the kids get it, they can give it to you. Then okay, then it wasn't about the kids' legacy and them being set for life.
I mean, that's his idea, but it also changed once you changed how you felt about it. So since we changing how we feel about shit,
his idea about it. I'm talking about what he's saying it's about. If
So
the
since we
fight
changing
is,
it,
I just don't. The fight
Let's
is
everybody
well,
change
once
they
I'm
stand.
dead, anything can happen with it. Then you didn't really do anything to secure the legacy you're talking about.
Look, like you said,
You didn't
plans
secure
change.
it. You didn't secure
$2.5 million got $2.5 million got influxed, and
You
you
didn't
changed that.
secure the legacy.
So I gotta
So
change
you was
that too.
always
I
on
sure
bullshit.
did. No, the point was to get it to the kids.
To secure,
Legacy
he
said-
said legacy. I'm using
Kill
his word.
confirmed. Kill confirmed. The legacy got to the kids. That's what he want. He don't want it to go to her and in him. He said to the kids. That's
Right.
why I said if it go to them, they could do what they want. So his point was good. If they want to give her some money, that's their mama. That's their relationship with them.
Right.
As long as I'm alive, I'm make sure you ain't get a damn dime. But once that's between you and them, because it's not getting to them until I'm gone.
So
They
the
gonna get it for
legacy,
sure.
so the legacy he's talking about is just the emotional thing to the father, the sentimental legacy.
I mean, I'm still gonna feel that way about it passing on to the kids.
No, I'm saying so the legacy, when he said legacy, he meant sentimental value purely.
He meant sentimental value, yeah.
Only
I know.
the legacy is only
Yeah, that's
sentimental.
me.
It's
That's
a
me. He's
sentimental
definitely-
legacy.
He's
Okay.
definitely not me. The way I would act about it is why I also wouldn't have a collection worth $2.5 million.
Because I ain't trying to be funny. Like, if it's grandkids that don't even know who Grandpop is, like handing them something that somebody else wrote and illustrated and all that stuff, that ain't much of a legacy. Now, if Grandpop was an illustrator, like he was like Dwayne McDuffie, and he wrote Static Shock, and this is Static Shock complete, that's one thing. But just handing him a bunch of Spawn comics that somebody else wrote, there's no real connection there except your feelings of it. If they don't know Grandpa, there ain't no real
Like, man, I'm
sentimental
finna
value.
sell grandpa. And the reason for me is once
Wow.
again, I am the language police. I have to throw a citation out
Red
here.
lipstick.
Okay. Hey, Red Lipstick. A citation for him using the word legacy, which is the amount of money or property left to someone in a will. Okay. I'm
Uh-oh.
tired of these internet niggas throwing
Uh-oh.
around words that have literal meanings and then don't want to do the meaning. So that's
Ooh, ooh.
cool. If you
Do the
want to say,
knowledge.
this is a fan, I wanted to become part of the family culture. I wanted to just be our thing.
An heirloom.
It's an heirloom. Thank you. We could there's so many better things you could call it. I'm just sick of these niggas talking about legacy. And it's like, bro, you're not talking about legacy. And that's cool. Like, everybody don't care. It's a lot of people who go through life who don't even worry about legacy, bro. Like most people, like Yella say, most people live paycheck to paycheck.
That's true.
Most people ain't worried about no legacy. Okay, so when you start throwing around words legacy, especially connected to $2.5 million items,
Yeah,
if you're not willing to do what it takes to secure the legacy, then shut the fuck up.
let's go.
Secure the bag or don't. Stop saying you're leaving legacy and you're not even willing to do anything to secure it. Then it's an emotional thing. You just want to feel like you're doing more than you're doing. Shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying.
I like how y'all just trying to minimize $2.5 million collection.
He
Like he ain't got some shit set
million.
up. Like he don't have
that.
nothing set up
You
for.
assuming. I get it.
Like the collection is worth $2.5 million. That's it, right? So but y'all approaching it like he ain't got nothing. He don't have no way to preserve it. It's not worth $2 million.
She was saying I was talking about all these ways.
It's because it's been taken care of, and I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
$2.5 million on
I'm
accident.
pretty sure if he so I thought we was going under the pretense that the nigga knew about it. Y'all
no,
like he knew
we
it was
no.
worth it.
Earlier we decided that let's just assume let's just assume they both didn't know about it. They was having a conversation and they looked it up and they was like, oh, let's just see how much it is. That's the pretense we was moving forward with.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't know.
On a collectible note, most people buy something hoping that it gets that value. That's purely accidental. You don't know which ones are going to skyrocket because otherwise everybody would buy that thing and it would lose its value. If everybody
got something that they knew was valuable, though. He got something that they knew was valuable.
Like people that buy coins and people buy pens and people that buy this.
He just probably didn't know how much.
It ain't just, but it ain't just having comic books. That's why you said a bunch of Spawn comics ain't what he got.
He got comic cards, right?
He got a comic book collection.
That's what he said. Comic book collection. I thought you said cards.
Yeah,
I thought I heard cards.
It's a comic books, comic book cards. It's probably all the same. It ain't just $2 million worth of cards. Somebody collecting like that ain't just getting cards.
That's why I said it's probably certain ones from the certain edition that is valuable. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You talking about number ones. You talking about all these other things. So it ain't just a simple thing of, just go sell it and then go get the other copy because then you just probably going to end up having, right. So that's
why I disagree with that. I said just start over. Like for each child generation, start.
And that's what I'm saying. There's an idea that, I'm just listening. Like there's this thing kind of being bantered around like he wouldn't have no way to manage it or he don't know what he doing with it. And that's why I say it sucks that we had to hear that from his point of view. I mean, her point of view. Yeah, because it seems like
what we heard.
Right. It seems like it could be from what she's saying. It sounds like, oh yeah, he just refusing to do it. I wouldn't do it either. But I would do something. I would do something respectable. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I said that. I said me personally. I'm talking about just in his position. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not gonna cash in how she acted. I'm gonna cash something in though.
Yeah. That's all
but how she acted about it, determines on how much I'm gonna cash in.
And that's why I wouldn't base off with how she act, because she's not gonna get it anyway.
Right. But it don't necessarily have to be a thing where he ain't gonna preserve it either like that. Like, he just, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gotten that value because and that's what I'm saying, unknowingly, the sentimental part of it, the emotional part that he has to it has had him preserve it enough
a long enough time
to where it's worth $2.5 million. Right. So the effort to keep it preserved, I don't think would fall off once he finds out how much it is.
No, and that's like nobody's saying he shouldn't feel the sentiment and dedication to it. Like all of that is completely understandable. Like I don't know why it feels like we're saying his feelings are invalid. His feelings of sentiment and wanting to keep it close and not selling it are all valid feelings.
I mean, also,
I'm disconnecting with the part where you're putting on us that we're saying that he has an incapacity to take care of it. What I'm saying is statistically, normal, average, everyday working people who are paycheck to paycheck
are not
do not have a history of having the resources and the knowledge of maintaining things over time. He's kept it up for 25 years. Yes, and he would not be the person that had something for 25, 30, 40, 50 years, and then it got lost in the family. Things get burned because a house will burn down, an apartment will burn down, electrical fire, a flood. There are other contingencies that people just are not prepared for. And if you're paycheck to paycheck, you typically
Usually
do
don't
not
have-
prepare for them financially by putting them in a fireproof, flood-proof location and having them insured. That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
may have done all that, and then that would bring a secondary problem. If he's carrying all this expense to properly care for a $2.5 million asset, that's why they're living paycheck to paycheck. I would have a problem. I would have to sign up for that. I would have to, okay, we're going to live a very modest lifestyle so that you can pay a $750 a month just to take care of your comic book collection, to pass on to the kids. That's a conversation. Because if we're strapped, if we're cash strapped, so that you can spend all this expense to make sure you got a fireproof location that can house the entirety of your comic book collection, and it's safe and secured, and it's insured, and you got camera access so they can see if anybody comes to steal it, because it's $2.5 million. You don't leave. You're making faces, but if you got $2.5 million, it's going to be somewhere secure.
It's quite a lot to secure.
Yeah.
Like you can put that in your house. Most people have a collection.
Well, no,
in their house.
but that's what we're
That's
saying,
the
that
point.
he's probably doing what most people do, and
The
that's what we
same,
have
no,
conversation.
I'm talking about most collectors who have their shit insured, who have their shit put, unless they have it just
If it's
overflowing
insured,
where shit that they need to guess, it's in their house.
right?
Where else would you store that? What other better place would you store it? The best place to store that would be at home, where you're at.
Right.
Most people have a collection room where
Right.
all of
They
their
would have
stuff
like
is
a
in,
collection
or-
room or something like that. Right.
It don't have to be fireproof, 24 camera. That's
But
just
the fact, this idea, I think that sometimes the reason a lot of these assumptions are coming in because she's telling it from her point of view, which she just found out. So it still feels like if you're married to somebody, we've been married for 5 years, and you were paying a substantial amount for insurance for your comic books or something like that, it would have come up. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of it is inferred, and we could be wrong. I leave room for that. But she just found out 5 years in. And I feel like if he had all this stuff like, oh, it's in a trust, it's insured, like I already knew the value of it. Even still, like if I'm 5 years into being married to someone, we're living paycheck to paycheck, even if he was responsible to the level we're talking about, your wife didn't know for 5 years. So I'm going to assume that he probably just didn't know because it has he doesn't look at it as something he would ever sell. So why would he need to know all that? Why would he insure it? The legacy he's talking about is completely emotional, detached from money. So to me, there's no reason he would have ever looked at how much it costs to insure it, because he's looking at it as a completely emotional thing. So I wouldn't take it both ways. He can't be like, well, I'm completely detached from money and it's an emotional thing, and have done all that stuff, because for him, it's not about the money. It's a way to connect to his kids, like his dad connected to him. So I'm assuming he look at the stuff just like the kids looked at the stuff, like he did with his dad. He probably be like, let's come look at the comics. Like I said, my husband got these Archie books. Like they could be worth something, and the kid, they be flipping through that shit, like looking at it, because it's just how they be kicking it. So I'm just saying, I'm just
throwing back in the plastic little
right.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming based off the story. I wouldn't assume both. There's no way I would assume those two people would be the same person. The person who knows the value and wants to preserve the value and has it insured and all this stuff would not be the same person that doesn't care about their money, doesn't want to sell it, in the legacy is an emotional legacy. Like I don't see those two people as the same people. Or he wouldn't be shocked at her asking about selling it.
Right. Yeah.
And they probably wouldn't be bumping heads about how to leverage his asset if he saw it as an asset.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, and we can move on, but that is a interesting way to look at it, though. It's almost like him knowing, if they found out, because like I said, we definitely going on the same idea that they found out at the same time. It's like, oh shit, this is actually worth something.
Right.
It didn't really change how he felt about it.
No.
Right.
I would agree.
It changed how she felt about it.
Because she looking at it as an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's where it got weird.
I mean, I think it's a normal conclusion.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna linger forever. That's not going away. It don't matter how much better it is. That's gonna linger forever.
Yeah, I mean, comic book stuff, that's always gonna be around.
Yeah.
She look at it as an asset. He don't. They got to figure out what they gonna do. Rather, even if he don't see it as an asset, it would be wise of him to treat it as such.
Yeah.
But he got to be willing to listen to her take on it, to be open to treating it like an asset, even if he doesn't intend to sell it. And he probably ain't, because y'all niggas be wilding. So
I just have a hard time thinking she's going to move on from the asset piece because of her place. Like, all I hear is scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. Like, paycheck to paycheck, making ends meet, sitting on a fortune, and we got young kids. So I'm just hearing scarcity, 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 and then with young kids, I'm hearing hormones. First year after the baby, like the fact that they still together, miracle. And then she added at the beginning, she was like, "It's good, not perfect." Why would you think you had a perfect relationship? Why would you even be looking for that? So even to add that in, it's good, not perfect. If you have a good relationship, it's good. So to say good, not perfect means it's something bad. Like there's a negative thing there.
She already running the tally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely setting the narrative up.
Yeah.
Oh, she in her head, she like, once again, that's why I don't think he knew. Because I feel like if he knew the whole time and she found out that he knew the whole time, that would have been a whole different letter. He's been keeping it from me. He's been hiding it from me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he ain't know. That's probably his only saving grace right now, that he ain't know.
Yeah. But I think because the reason I went with that thing earlier by saying I think she's had a problem with him having it, because he said he's been guarding it. So I don't think he was keeping it secret. I think he's been making sure that she doesn't throw it away. That's why I think it's that normal contention about, I think he's holding on to childish stuff.
All these comic books.
If you get rid of my stuff, I promise you we're over. I don't care how many kids we have. If you ever throw this away, I'm out.
Yeah, he probably had to. I do agree. Yeah. I think they're I'm assuming they're two normal people.
Yep.
I'm just gonna assume they're pretty normal people. They be doing normal nigga shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, yeah. All right.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Put you up in the hot seat.
I don't have much time. I don't have much time. But I was just making the connection of how a lot of the conservative swing has kind of been going on for a while. I think we would talk about that in Discord. The conservative swing has been going on, or starting in response to the liberal swing. And even though the red pill thing was kind of going on with the white tea men for a while, it was kind of more quiet before the Black Manosphere blew up around the pandemic. And so I was like, what's interesting to me is almost like profit in the sense of, you know, they come and they be yelling about stuff and people be like, shut up. I don't want to try and hear that shit. Like, that's definitely the energy the Black Manosphere has right now to me, or had around the pandemic, of like, this is bad. If we keep going this way, it's going to be bad. You know, like God's going to come through and kill everybody. Like, they definitely was coming with those vibes. And now seeing our government also go full conservative swing to where people are actually now terrified for their life, and at the same time seeing the winter that Kevin Samuels talked about settle on women, with our friend Dawn Richards being in her empowered nomad life. I'm just like, that was crazy. That's crazy. Like, this is biblical level. We're cooked. Like, it was basically like they were like, we have to turn away. We can't keep doing this. We need each other. Like, Black people need each other. We've always needed each other. We worked well in the past. We can't not need each other. Like, it's not gonna end well for us. We not them people. And everybody, the women were just like, nah, we're good. We're good. We're just gonna keep on doing it. And now look at it. Now look at us.
Look at you.
We're empowered homeless people. It's like, we might have should have listened, y'all. Right. Winter is here. We might have should have listened. Like, and that's not to say that the men are doing better, but it's just like now everybody's just doing bad. And now you have a government that's like crazy enough to snatch everything that kept the women uplifted to this false confidence. Like, you got a government now that's crazy enough to be like, snatch it all. We're taking it back. Department of Education, snatched. Benefits, snatched. Like, they are literally snatching everything that's held women up. And it's almost like they're coming with a stronger energy of what the Black Manosphere was talking about. Because I think the Black Manosphere, in their own weird way, was trying to appeal to women still. Like, this is why we think this is good for you emotionally and outcome wise. But the far right conservative government, they don't care. They're not trying to appeal to nobody. They're just like, we're taking all your shit so that you can see that we actually have all the power. So it just felt that's kind of part of what I was talking about. Like, damn. Right.
Government was like, look at me.
I think the government was just like, but I could feel that though, because it was just like we had a good run. We've been on like a 20-year run, 25-year run of people just talking cash money shit about the government.
It's the government right here. They popped out.
Right. The government like, oh, so y'all just y'all don't believe nothing, right? Because they don't listen.
Y'all, first of all, she too arrogant. She came in here, the chunky ass heel on.
Not the government hate chunky heels too.
Stupid.
She came in here with chunky heels on. I ain't like that. Right.
Loud.
Yeah. But even, I mean, outside of this movement, we spent a good amount of social media, internet time just talking shit about the government. Like, they can't be trusted. Like, people literally just buck back against everything they say. Like, y'all didn't think they was gonna come through and just take all their stuff? Oh, y'all, okay. We just try to control. Oh, okay. What is this? What house is relevant? House is relevant. How is this relevant? Please connect the dot for me, please. Nah, I want you to connect the dot. Come on.
Connect what dot? This is one dot.
How is this the
There's
government,
one
or
dot.
is this us? Is this the government or is this us?
This y'all.
This y'all.
Yep. Let's crib walking through it. Yep. Don't know nothing going on.
No,
This is
everybody
something
knows.
that-
Everybody knows.
Oh, okay. Because it was an assumption that was always going to be there for them, that they was always going to have like the fall, the fail safe. Yeah, just same way she thought she think that the black culture is just always there for her to come tap back into.
Oh, that's why you was mad. Oh, okay, now it makes sense. I was just gonna say, bring it around. Like, I know.
I mean, it definitely didn't make sense when I first clicked it, but you know, you asked me to make a point.
You was just letting the spirit move.
Yeah, there you go. Right. It clicked, and it came to me. Let's go.
Come on, preach the sermon. Yeah.
Because Bree was like, "Why? What?"
Yeah, like
Why?
I was just thinking about it. Like, it's crazy to see it though. Like, I don't know which one came first. I don't know if the government snatching everything was from listening to y'all, or
nah, they felt it.
You think so?
Oh, they definitely felt it. Like, I mean, they're white men, so they still have women that they have to deal with.
Yeah.
So that they felt it. I mean, because they got the Whatever podcast. Like, whatever we think about the Black Manosphere and the Black Red Pill, they have their channels and they're bigger.
Oh, they do have the Whatever podcast.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So they know. They've seen their daughters on there. They've seen, you know what I'm saying? All their daughters are doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like, they know.
Yeah, they out here.
So
Hot
yeah,
tour,
they just,
brother. It was hot tour.
they took all of our toys.
It was hot tour. Y'all blame
Winter
her.
is coming.
Winter is coming.
And we are heading into what I'm going to call the long night. It's not going to just be 3 months. It's not going to just be 6 months. We're talking about a global reset for the world. Winter is
Let's
coming.
go, Kevin.
Winter is coming.
Not prophetic language. What possessed this man to get up out his bed? People say it was the child support. I said, I don't know. He just woke up one day with a mission to tell this story, tell this word like a prophet in the Bible.
But I know what we was talking about earlier. He's also a person that chases trends, though.
Yeah,
So
he
he
felt
was
it.
attuned to that. Yeah. So he chased trends, not just like within the fashion and fragrance. He chased trends on the internet too, like that, which is why he
That was his
studies as a salesperson. He was a salesperson, so he had to be attuned to what's coming, what's next, getting ahead of the curve. Because I mean, when you're trying to sell something everybody's already sold, you're too late. So
Yeah, you gotta get right at that swing.
Yep. Yeah,
So
was
he
just
saw it
relevant enough to get, critical mass. So he pivoted. He pivoted from the fashion and fragrance because black people still black people. He pivoted from the dudes because it wasn't getting no traction.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, be truthful, dudes really ain't gonna try that much harder. I mean, they've been listening to Fresh and Fit for 4 years. They're
Long
starting
y'all
to
know.
getting better. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them hit the gym. I mean, but that's as much as dudes are probably going to do, like hitting the
Yeah.
gym.
Changing
Right.
worldview perspectives, frames.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
really y'all. That's
Not-
too much
yeah.
decorating.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
You
That's
ain't
what-
never you ain't
Yeah.
never seen a man put a picture in a frame. So y'all ain't really reframers.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I hate that you
tape it
just
up.
said that. I've never
Just
had
tape
a
it up.
picture in a frame.
I know.
Yeah.
The frame section would be completely useless if museums, artists, and women didn't exist.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, because
I
only
didn't-
y'all believe in borders. See, we can't be constricted, right?
No, I think
Let's
we're a little
go.
bit more
We think outside the
chaotic than
frame.
y'all. Y'all really don't.
Y'all are.
Y'all,
Y'all be like the little screensaver in the Windows 95 PCs that just bounce around the screen, kind of. But y'all come back when y'all hit that side. Y'all be bouncing.
Yeah, that's facts.
Y'all float around slowly, but y'all ain't really trying to be outside the monitor,
Nah.
because then you don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
dang.
That's us.
Yeah, that's y'all.
You be trying to be outside the box. Did you know that it's the void out there?
Yeah. You cease to exist.
You don't exist out there. That's what you want to
Maybe
be.
I don't want to exist.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be experienced or perceived.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to be on.
Yeah.
But y'all be letting us run everything too, so it's part of y'all.
Yeah, it's been a
Y'all-
problem. It's about time to
Y'all be.
shut that down.
I
Shout
don't
out to
like.
JD Vance.
Right. I don't agree. I don't like to
Yeah.
say I agree, but that's probably what's gonna
Yeah.
have to happen because
Yeah. Y'all need to be corralled.
y'all don't need to be knowing y'all got a part sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like you here, we can see you.
Yeah.
Like you can do stuff too.
Yeah.
You can move and make choices. Like you can think.
Yep.
You can come up with ideas and solutions.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait till I come to you with my own idea and solution and just argue with me about them. You can just
Yeah.
kind of come up with your own.
Yep.
But what I'm asking for is a solution, not you just not pretending it's happening.
You are speaking from the male perspective, right?
I'm speaking from a woman's perspective.
What solution have y'all been coming up with? Because
Our solutions are terrible.
Okay.
But a lot of times it's the only solution that's coming. It's either no solution or our solution. But our solutions are terrible.
Okay. All right.
And what we need is for y'all to come up with solutions that aren't just telling us why our solutions are bad.
Okay, so that goes back to the women don't listen conversation because men have been screaming solutions for ages.
Only in just the position to ours.
No. The whole thing about patriarchy, that's called male solutions. Patriarchy is male solutions to life problems.
No,
and you guys said, no, we don't like your solutions.
Right.
Here are our solutions called feminism. And then we're like, no, that's not going to work because that's the destruction of the family. And you guys like, but we still like it. You see this in my glasses?
Right.
That's feminism. And we're like, no, that's us on fire. And you're like, no, we're in fire, but we're not on fire.
Right.
And we're like, it's the same thing because
that's exactly what I just said happens. Like we bring up our terrible solution and y'all spend a lot of time arguing back and forth with us about why our solution is stupid.
But you skipped the first part where we had the solution in the first place.
And that's what I'm saying. We left like patriarchy, and that's how it is. Okay. So there's a problem, right? Maybe the whole system wasn't a problem, but within the system, there were some clear problems. There was affecting one group more than the other. Maybe. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the person was like, this is terrible. Like, this is blah, blah, blah. We're harmful. So my solution is we just delete the whole thing. Right. That's me. Let's delete the whole thing. That's my solution. And you're like, that's a bad idea. Like, it's
a terrible idea.
It's like we've been doing this thing. So we can't just delete the whole thing. And then we
that.
argue for like 5 years about why we shouldn't delete the whole thing, which I wouldn't do that. When I hear the stupid idea, I'm just like, okay, I'm hearing this is the problem. We're not gonna delete the whole system because that's just stupid, and we're not gonna do that. And I'm not even gonna argue with you about why it's stupid because I know it's stupid because we ain't been doing it. But maybe I can use this to address the issues you're having.
Got you.
So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like sometimes I think men spend much too much time like arguing with us about why our idea is stupid.
Yeah.
And it kind of validates it if you give it that much energy.
I got you. It's like arguing with a fool from a distance. Nobody can tell who's who.
Yeah. It's like, of course that's stupid.
Yeah. It was stupid.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that's all I'm saying. Like sometimes it's like, okay, hear what the person's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if they're really under your care, if you're really a patriarch, maybe or whatever, just like try to hear like, okay, this is what you worried about. Okay, this is the solution we can do.
Okay.
We're not gonna do just like I was saying with the man with the money. Okay, bitch, there is no way I'm selling 2.5 million of this collection. Like you're bunkers. Like I'm not doing that. But I understand that we're living paycheck to paycheck. You're stressed out. You're in survival mode. We got 2 little kids. Like I can see that behind you wanted me to sell all 2.5 million.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna do. It's not gonna be absolutely nothing to resolve the pressure. And it's not going to be 2.5 million. This is what's going to happen. And I feel like a lot of men never get to that part.
Yeah. We internalize a lot of the pressure from y'all unnecessarily. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
That fear of loss, abandonment, and rejection is real. And a lot of that might be because a lot of us grew up with single mother homes. That fear of loss. Because we didn't have, there was no other support. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is it.
If she kick you out, that's it.
That's it. So I mean, I can see a lot of that being psychological on us. I just don't see. I hear what you're saying, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down, so that there is no more problem. Now there's no problem at all. Now everything's wonderful. The problems have gone. That's what y'all
do. But how's that working out for you?
That's actually good when you stay gone. Like it's all the problems gone. See, they're gone again. The problem came back, it resurfaced, and then it's gone, and then it's back, and then it's gone, and that's the problem.
That's fake. It's like having that bad tooth. You just know you need to go get it seen. You need to go get it looked at.
Yeah. No, I don't see a solution. I don't see an easy solution.
No, it's not easy because even when you come back and say, this is what I do, I hear you're this and I raise you this.
Yeah.
Most of us are too combative. We're going to start swinging.
Absolutely. What's that? Give them an inch, they take a mile. Like there's a nature in y'all. Give them an inch, they take a mile. There's something there. Which is why Yella doesn't believe she can just accept a part of the collection.
Yeah.
Like I have it all.
Yeah. But he in a position of power here.
He is.
And that's what the other thing, like that's what my pushback to Jason was like, you make it sound like this man powerless when he actually has an asset that could be leveraged. Yeah. And like I know people don't like to do power dynamics, but bro, I have all the power here. Now, if I die or I get sick in a few years, 10 years from now, you gonna have the power. Power gonna swing. So like he's got all the power here.
Yeah. And it may not even be a few years because a lot of these women are treacherous.
I'm just saying, you got to watch out. You better start. You might need to get a shelf or something.
Laid up in the hospital.
I'm gonna speed them on up out of here.
Exactly.
Then we gonna have it tomorrow. I'm just saying. But I didn't like that idea that this man was like powerless when he holds all the power right now. Maybe that doesn't mean he wouldn't take a L. Yeah. Like holding all the power don't mean he would not take a L if he used his power or leveraged his power. But he's got the swing right now. He's got the skew.
Yeah.
So why not walk in it? And what's she gonna do? She ain't happy now. Okay, so she's not happy with how it is now. So you already know you're on a path now because now she's that 2.5 million gonna be in the back of her head every time.
Yeah, now it's worse. Whatever it was before, now it's
right. So you're not winning by just ignoring it and pretending she ain't got 2.5 million in her head. So what's the you either yield to her completely, which you already feel that it's not a good idea. So what's wrong with you coming up with a solution that feels okay to you? Was she gonna say no?
I mean, why not?
I mean, yeah, because if you don't do nothing, you know you finna take a L, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, do he know he in danger? Do y'all think this man knows he's in danger?
Nope.
You think he like the man on he Ralph? You think he know?
Yep.
I'm in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what are you gonna do about it? He in the ring of fire right now.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's
It's all bad.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for him because he's kind of stuck in the middle. Like he's stuck because it's like his feelings are not a concern of hers. His feelings are not a concern of hers. She's only thinking about her feeling and her the sense of lack. Yeah, so I feel bad because if he caters to his feelings, which is completely legitimate, and his legacy with his father, but legacy is the wrong word, but you know his connection to his father through these artifacts,
right?
That deserves to be preserved, and to have to maintain it is to deny his wife, and that's tough. That's a tough place to be in. It's either dishonoring your dead father or dishonoring your wife, and that's tough, man.
That's the emotional space he's in right now, and he can't even figure out anything in the middle right now.
Yeah,
because he
can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of it.
I say he too emotional right now.
It's tough.
He in his feelings.
Yeah.
He can't really make a decision from there. But once he does move out of his feelings, he should consider what he could feel comfortable with. Because I do feel like you do have a duty to your kids, at the very least. I ain't saying nothing about her. I mean, that's cool, whatever. But I got a duty to the kids. Like, I'm trying to make sure they straight. And if he cares about his wife, most people want their wife to be straight. Like, if something happened to me tomorrow, I want to know you straight. If I'm married to you. So, most people at least, I feel like most married people at least feel that duty.
You think so?
Despite how, I mean, you see a lot of people who pass away, like, you know, married couples or people who get hurt. I mean, especially in the hospital. I worked in the hospital. So it's like, you see a lot of people like sometimes when they sick or they, like when shit really hit the fan. Yeah, despite what people go through, a lot of people want to know, you know, that the people they close to and in their circle good. You know? Wait a minute. It's true.
Let's go.
It's true.
What you got, Yellow?
Just we're not gonna kick that back off again.
Kick it back off, man.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, because I gotta get ready to go. But I do believe that. I do believe, like, even if most of it's not in their power, like when I saw my brother sick and stuff, that's something people think about. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting to be out of here. It's one thing when you old, but it's like if you find yourself in an unexpected situation, you want to know, are they gonna be good? Like, if you 40 on your deathbed, 45, something happened to you, you don't think about it. It's like you will have that thought, like, damn, I'm out of here early. They probably thought they had at least 20 more years out of me at least. Yeah. You want to know the people around you gonna be good because it's unexpected. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, how much time you got?
So I'm going to get straight now. Now I was just niggling over the if he cared about his fat, because that's they went into on the video. They kind of went in the direction that y'all went in. So I felt it redundant to watch the video because y'all went right in that same direction. It's like,
he was mad because the people all agreed.
Them. That was wild.
You really thought we wasn't gonna think that? Come on, bro.
They went but they went enough further. Yeah, because they was like, if he ain't taking care, they tried to make it seem like he was like how y'all did. Tried to make it seem like he wasn't. If they struggling, you know what I'm saying? If they back behind on their desk, the first thing everybody went to. I was like, never said that they was down bad. She just worded it ever so slightly because we, as us, our skin crawl when we hear paycheck to paycheck. We get the trauma. We get the trauma searching. Yeah, we get the Googling trauma.
Man, paycheck to paycheck. Man, don't do that. Paycheck to paycheck is generally agreed upon. It's not optimal. It's not optimal.
Trauma.
While normal is not optimal because if you get sick, you one paycheck away from not being
that car breakdown.
Do you know that NBA players actually get a check?
Yeah.
Right. So them niggas living paycheck to paycheck too.
They're
No,
not.
wrong.
That's not.
Yes,
Oh,
they
you
are.
Wrong.
don't get me on the language
yes.
rant.
Wrong.
You're not finna say that in front of the
Yeah,
language
police.
police.
Come on, language police.
Because you
You
know
ain't about
how
to
we
beat these
use
li-
paycheck to
Nah.
paycheck.
Yeah,
Gabriel,
yeah.
don't be over here, Gabriel Union me.
Because this dude to get $700,000 on one check is not
Nah, them
waste
niggas
on that
spending up
next check
money,
to
though,
get paid. It
dog.
ain't all spent. Ocho Cinco
Them niggas
allegedly
spending up.
didn't spend any of his game checks.
Yellow finna get swung on.
Yeah, Yellow playing.
You playing.
Yellow playing games.
Because you know that's not what we mean. We say paycheck.
Yeah.
to paycheck.
Yellow came in here like this. Oh, didn't he pop up? There we go.
Oh, right. No, sir. Don't. I know where you learned it from. I know where he
Yeah,
learned
full
his skill
hair.
from. I
On
know.
full hair. Oh, man,
You
like,
been
I've
out
been
here on these
man.
YouTube streets too long. You've been picking up
I
bad
had
habits.
to, I had to get my skills back right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to
Deflection.
give my skills
Darvo.
back.
Deflection.
Yeah.
Level 5. Because that was
Yeah.
crazy.
I was leveling down. I had to get back out here. I was like, nah,
Everybody
lose-
that gets a paycheck is living paycheck to paycheck.
This nigga is wilding.
Yeah.
Nah, we definitely need to host. We done got our panel sparring skills back up. We need to host. Go ahead and host that toxic panel so you can get your ignorant deflections out.
I'm with it. We got some with shit.
Now we
Y'all-
gonna name a stream one of them TikTok prompts.
Yep. Well, we got them. Look, we got the
See
we
how
got the
it works.
background for him.
Oh yeah, because he making the prompts like that, like they be having on the on TikTok.
Yep.
Don't request. Don't you? He said, "Don't question. What do you bring to the table? Would you love me if I was a worm?" Watch that shit eat up though. It's gonna eat. So I need to put a prompt in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
The stupid ones.
Yeah.
Y'all
Got a
don't like
bunch of
this.
them.
Y'all got this. The prompt I ran up on yesterday.
Oh,
Which
boy.
one is worse? Men pandering to women or men pandering to men?
That's really dumb.
And which group is more bitter, feminist or red pill? That was it was 2 prompts.
That first one might have been. I mean, that second one might have been actually a question.
Yeah.
That first one. No.
Now most of the people came in there and said men can't pander to men. So.
What?
And then I was on there listening for like 2 hours because
I hate that. I hate when people say people can't do
men
it.
because men can't. It's literally not even possible for a man to pander to a man.
That's a full blown lie.
That's the way you
That's what
said
red pill
that.
is.
That's what it's saying. It's not even possible because what men say is the truth.
Oh God.
That's crazy.
So maybe we need to make that we need to make that the title of the stream. Rashawn mad already. See, okay.
Not as hate. I hate when the question like I tried not to make the questions too dumb because I couldn't ever participate if the questions were too dumb, which might make the questions I put up there ineffective. Except for I know I put yellows in there.
You overestimate people.
Yeah.
How can you say you love your man and serving him feels offensive? That's a good TikTok one. That's good. But you need to say if serving him feels like slavery, that's better.
Yeah.
Say it like that.
You gotta really rally them. Gotta.
Yeah.
Gotta.
I got you.
If slavery is serving is slavery, how can you love your man? It got to be something real ignorant, like.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm just a level of ignorant. It just loses me. But
easily answered.
The slavery is fine. The slavery is fine.
You got to be able to easily logic out of it so that people feel open enough to come up and like. Because if it's too intelligent, like people be like,
I know. Yeah, trust me. I took it down. Several of them I reworded a couple of times to bring it down.
You be like, if the sky is blue, why is grass green?
Yeah.
Right.
Have we been lied to?
If the sky is blue, why can't you submit?
Right. What's more likely, the sky being blue or a woman submitting? It got to be something stupid.
Yeah, it's got to be something goofy.
Yeah. So we gonna do that.
What'll
so,
come first, women submitting or GTA 6?
Damn.
I want to start a stream. I want to start an argument where the question is 6 or 9.
It will be for 24 hours arguing.
9.
And we'll be on here arguing for 2 days and nights. I promise you.
6 or 9. If I see that anywhere, I swear to God, I'm coming to report your stream because I said it here first, and I ain't never heard nobody else say that shit.
Okay, so you got to do it, and then you got to make some false equivalency though from it.
Oh, look, I can spin anything.
And say only masculine men would pick 6.
Nah, only masculine men will pick 9 because 9 is standing up. 6 is sitting down like a female.
Right, 6 is feminine because it look like a pregnant person.
Yeah.
No, 6 is pregnant.
Yep, 6 is pregnant.
That's that big old belly.
See,
Yep.
we finna argue now. I gotta go. Don't. Nope. Nope.
Oh shit.
Hey, on that note, man, we finna get up out of here, man. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.